this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, "You stay out of this, Arnie." And I thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not freaking true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 213 of the On the Runs podcast. The sun has come out to play, and running in shorts and a t-shirt has made its return. Erica and Tara drank from the boot in Myrtle Beach, and we're going to dip our toes in the water today with our guest for a little swim, bike, run action. But first, before we get to any of that, I must say hello to my amazing kick-ass rock star of a co-host, the one who makes everything fun around here, 6-star Erica. What's up?
What's up, buddy? It's good to be home and back on the podcast. And oh man, I had such an incredible weekend, but happy to actually be home where it's not freezing cold.
You brought the weather with you.
You're
convinced.
welcome. You're
No,
welcome.
I'm not
you
happy
guys.
about it.
Oh.
Skiing was not the best
Sorry.
last weekend. It was warm. The snow was grabbing you because it was like sticky. And I'm like, oh, Erica, I think of you now when I'm mad
sorry,
about the
not
sun coming out.
sorry.
Ugh.
Everything is melting. I can see over the snowbanks now. There's no road hazards. Like I'm way more happy.
Now today, Monday, it's like 70 degrees. Tomorrow, today when you're listening, everyone, it's going to be the same. Windows
Chef's kiss.
down, t-shirts, wear your
My cup of tea.
UFOs,
Wiggle my toes. My
sun's out,
toes
guns
can see like the air. Get some.
Erica's
get some
only
air.
feet is going from pale feet to tan feet.
Oh God, I am so sunburnt from this weekend, you guys.
You
that
are.
May be, that may be
you
the
sent
only
some
downside.
photos. You're a lobster. Can I
Yeah.
share those?
I mean, if you really want to, I think I put them up on the run stories because I tried to do better with bringing you guys along on my trip.
You did great. We
Thank
just
you.
need that now weekly. This is
I
incredible.
don't do anything
You know what? You can
fun.
even tone
People
it
don't
down a
care
little
about
bit
what
for
I
weekly.
do. Yeah. Maybe you said once a week. I can do once a week.
Well, the weekends are perfect for it.
Great, because that's the
Yeah.
only time I really do anything. Every other time I do my run on a treadmill probably, and then I sit on the couch.
Right.
That is my world.
You had an incredible weekend. What are you going to do? Are you going to create a bonus episode of Tara?
I don't know, because Tara is going to be off on another trip soon, so we have very limited time to make it happen. But I don't know.
How much
Let's
PTO
say
do the two of you have? You're going on vacations, trips to Myrtle Beach twice in a month. Tara's going away again. You know what? Let me ask you all about Myrtle Beach.
Sure.
It was hot. You stayed at your parents again.
Yep.
You saw Wyatt. You went
Yep.
golfing. How many alligators did you see?
7 freaking alligators, you guys. I've never seen one in the wild in my life. And here we go golfing in North Carolina one time, and I see 7 of them. What are the odds? They were
Did
like
they ever get close to you? Did you ever felt like what was that? I'd never seen one either. How was it?
they were not intrusive. They were just like sunning themselves right by like water traps, and it was very like non-threatening. But of course, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go get a picture. So I'd kind of creep up, but then I just zoom with my phone.
You're the one. You're
I'm the
that
one what?
person that they say don't get close.
Oh,
and you keep getting closer.
No. I did
You're
not
the
get,
one.
I did not get within 100 feet of that thing. Like not even close. I
they
just literally
fast?
like would zoom in. Well, no, but I don't want to find out. I'm not the one who's going to mess with that. I am not
Unreal.
ending up on the news.
Did anyone like hit a golf ball in the air and was like, nope, I'm not going over there?
No, because like I said, the water traps were easy to avoid. Even me. And I did hit a ball in there, but I'm like, nope, see ya. And I just did the whatever you do, drop it and drop it and go.
Imagine the insurance policy that a golf course down there needs to take out for alligators that just roam around. You saw 7 on a course on like what? I'm assuming an 18-hole course.
Yes.
There's got to be a lot more than 7 there. You just happen to see 7.
Probably. So this course was really cool. It was actually a 27-hole golf course, and you can play, I think they had like an east, a west, and a north course. So you got to do like our 18 was the north and the west course, and then like they switch you up based on, I don't even know. But yeah, I'm sure there were a lot more, but we weren't really paying attention until like probably 6 holes in. What an experience though. Like never in my life would I think I would just randomly come across some alligators. Lots of turtles too. I like turtles.
It's just normal. Like there's it's just incredible. You'd never have that up here. It's like
no.
You see some of the stories of someone shoveling snow, and it's like, we don't have tornadoes, we don't have alligators, we don't, it's like I'm gonna deal shoveling the snow.
Exactly.
We don't have earthquakes.
I can handle a little snow.
But Myrtle Beach, it looked like an amazing day in the marathon. You ran the full, Pterodactyl ran the half. You also saw podfam there.
Oh my God. It was the most random thing. Our connecting flight from Baltimore that went to Myrtle Beach, Jennifer Ouellette and Eddie, her fiance, were on the flight. And I was like, what the hell are you guys doing here? And they're like, we're running the marathon. And I'm like, duh, of course you are. So we saw them on race day. And Tara had her friend Holly, who lives down in Myrtle as well. She was running the half. And then, of course, we see the freaking Wyatt Moss. I found out from Instagram that he was going to be running it. I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, buddy, like, are you going to be around? And I did.
You got those digits?
I do. But I didn't get to see him before the race. And then, of course, I'm running. The race is hot, humid, very muggy, just overall disgusting. And I'm taking a walk break, and he comes up behind me, and he's like, Erica. And I was like, oh my God, it's Wyatt. And so, of course, I'm like, oh, if he's here, I got to run for a minute because I just wanted to like say hello. And so that's where you see the little video from the Instagram stories. And then I saw him post race at the finish line too.
Now you say it was hot. Did they give you an option, like a buyout option at mile 18?
They did not, because they did not cop out. I'm sorry. That is a hot take that I think we should dive into that for a second.
Let's save it for the outro. Let's talk about it in the outro. You're going in a direction I didn't think you would go.
I have feelings, man. I do.
I like this.
Yeah.
But about the race, you had a great race, a great day.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like from video and photo evidence that you also had a pretty good night.
You guys, we celebrated. What can I say? We did some celebrating. There is this German restaurant down in Myrtle Beach. Can't even remember the name of it. Horst Gasthaus. Delicious food. But we wanted to celebrate with the big stein of beer, like the 32 ouncer, And they're like, oh, we don't have those glasses. And we're like, what the hell? But she comes back with, but we have the boot. And we're like, what? You've got the boot? And we're like, all right, let's get the boot. And she's like, well, do you want the big one or the regular one? And we're like, what's a big one? And they only had one big one, still not knowing what size it actually was. And I'm like, Tara can have the big one. I can't handle a huge ass one. So she brings over these boots. Mine is a 1 liter boot full of beer. Hers, I think, was 2 liters. She had 2 liters of beer.
She could probably chug it like in Beer Fest. You got to turn the boot for the bubble.
That bubble gave us some problems, let me tell you. It made a mess. But we got to celebrate. It was a ton of fun. It was just I'm like, wow, I'm glad I did not get that because I would be on the floor. Nobody would be able to get me out of this restaurant. Oh, man. Myrtle treated us right. Yes, it did.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
How were you feeling the next day? Wait, is that when the night ended?
No. So
Did you have a driver?
Of course, my dad. My dad was a very responsible driver. I didn't touch a car all weekend, which was wonderful. Donnie Hamill carted our asses around. We went home. We had game night. It was great.
You and Tara must have been having a burp off.
I can't say that I did, but she can hold her own, and she's
what?
proved it. Yeah.
It's a good thing Lindsay wasn't there because
They would have fed off of each other like
the three of you. I'm just saying the three of you. Unreal.
I only do it when everybody else is doing it, but
you deserve to.
We
deserve one or two of those nights a year. You got a driver, no responsibilities besides just don't die.
Basically, yeah. But oh god, it was so much fun. We had such a blast in just post race. We had 2 free beer tickets on each of our bibs, and then people just kept handing us beer tickets. So I think like between me, Tara, Holly, Eddie, Jen wasn't drinking, but Eddie's friend, like we probably had like 17, 18 beers, like just because I have a picture of me trying to carry all the beer cans. I couldn't just leave them. I had to go find a recycle bin.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these aren't mine. I just have 8 beers in my hand. Like I swear they're not mine. But total blast. Would go back. Weather was overall perfect. A little warm to run in. I really can't complain. Just a little lobstery. I look a lot better now because I'm sure it would pop on this screen right now.
Well, after that race, you mentioned Wyatt, our friend Wyatt.
Yeah.
Flew to LA, and our guest today happens to be from LA. And before we get to our guest, I need to shout out our new guest presenting sponsor, My Race Tats, has jumped on board this podcast, guys. So Dawn, as you all remember from My Race Tats, came on the podcast a year ago. We heard about My Race Tats, these incredible tattoos with mantras and inspirational things that you can get and put on your body before you run a race. And it washes off shortly after, right?
Oh, yeah. They last, though.
Right. He was incredible. He jumped on and helped us fundraise last year. So he was kind of like one of our fundraising sponsors. And this year, he jumped back on to present the guest. This is super cool because he's giving us this awesome opportunity, not just to help us funding in a little bit. He's also giving us an opportunity to show everyone else brand-wise what we can do with these sponsors to get their logo out and everything. So yes, in the future, you are going to see on the drop photo for the guest, My Race Tats. You're going to see My Race Tats in the reels we do and everything. And we're going to talk about them before and after, and they're going to bring you the final 2 questions of the guest segment. So we are super excited to have My Race Tats on board to bring us this week's guest, Carolyn Carter, aka the LA Triathlete. And Erica, I think she actually did a good job getting you to think about dipping your toes in the water.
She did a good job making me think about it. I have not signed up for one yet, but I'm noodling on it still.
Noodling. So guys, enjoy this incredible person from LA. Actually, she's not. You're going to learn where she's really from on the On the Runs podcast. And after, we'll talk about some hot topics that Erica has in mind and maybe some hot opinions. But enjoy Carolyn, the LA Triathlete, on the On the Runs podcast. And we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod is a former pro triathlete who's doing her best to make running and triathlon fun so someone like 6-star Erica may dip her toes in the water one day and maybe just try a little. Her content on social media is unmatched, from daily trends to anything poop related. We are wicked excited to have our newest podfam friend from the West Coast, Carolyn Carter, a.k.a. the LA Triathlete, on the On the Runs podcast. Carolyn, what's up?
Wow, that was an intro. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here, guys. This is great. Also, great podcast voice.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
I got a face for radio.
I was just going to say that. Oh, man. It is so cool to have you here, Carolyn. I've been following you on social media well before we even started this podcast. So this is this is really fun. Get to see how you managed to do all those fun videos and just how you got started with all the triathlon stuff. Like, we'll definitely dive into that. But we're just so happy to have you here, and we're excited to get to know you better.
Yay.
Not only have I been trying to get Erica to do a triathlon for years, I'm still trying to get her to do content for the podcast. So maybe you can help me with that too. Teach her your ways. But first, I need to actually ask you about this. Currently, where you live, you're under a National Weather Service alert. And I'm not joking when it says, quote, "This is life-threatening. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing the area of for your own safety. What's going on out west?
They're very okay. One thing I've learned. So I grew up in the Midwest, Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised. I've lived in LA for almost 7 years. I loved severe weather when I lived in Ohio. Like that's the one thing I miss. I don't miss the cold, but I miss like thunderstorms. It like rains here a little bit and everyone's like, oh my God, like the biggest deal ever. And then they call it storms. And it's never like when I think storm, I think thunderstorm with lightning and thunder, not just rain. Anyway, there was a flash flood warning that I was like in a meeting for work and it popped up and it was like danger, you know, those like scary iPhone alerts. And I mean, like, I guess if the roads could flood or something, but I'm like on a hill. So I'm fine. I'm like, the only thing I have to worry about is like a landslide, which that would be bad too. But so far, so good. I think it stopped raining. So, but yeah, it was very dramatic for what was actually happening.
Oh, bummer. Well, not bummer that
I know.
It's better that it's not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
Right. But it is kind of a bummer because, you know, I'm getting all excited, you know, like maybe there'll be a storm. And it just, rained kind of hard and that was it.
So when you posted that in your story, were you kind of making fun at the alert?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Because I thought first you were like a good community person saying, everyone stay home, stay safe.
That would be nicer. Yeah, no, actually that's what I was doing. Yeah. I was letting everyone know. It's keeping everyone safe.
At this point, like what kind of weather would we have to have over here to get one of those alerts? Like I feel like you're going to need 8 feet of snow or like, I don't even know at this point.
Well, we got one once while podcasting. And it was hilarious because we were talking to, I'm sure you know Andy Glaze.
Oh my gosh, of course.
And we were going through this massive thunderstorm, you know, alert. So
Yeah.
bad that like some tree fell down next to Erica's house, took out the power lines.
Oh
And
my
she's
God.
like, no.
So what I didn't realize, so with the Riverside platform, and so I had computer battery and everything, so I just lost internet, but it was still recording, and I'm like, oh shit, and I'm like freaking out trying to figure out like what to do. I'm like, Andy's on the other line, and it recorded my freak out, and of course Eric like put it into the podcast.
Yeah, you see her like with a lantern walking around the house because the computer's still doing it locally. It was great.
Wait, that's
I had
so
to do
funny.
it on my phone because I could at least get like the regular phone stuff, but I was like, this is the most like crazy looking recording I've ever done.
I can picture it. That's actually a funny story because I was back home in Ohio this summer just visiting and I was recording my podcast, weirdly enough, and I got an emergency alert and it wasn't storming or anything, and I was like, oh, it's probably a test, and I like looked and it was like I was the only one home, like my mom had gone out for something, and it was like shelter in place, lock all windows and doors, and that was the only information, and I was like freaking out, and we caught it on the recording, and I was just sitting there like like frozen.
Now that's
I was like,
scary.
It was so scary. And for like the longest time, there was no answers. Everyone on Twitter was like freaking out. And it turned out like they sent it to the whole county, which was bad. But they're like, the only people who need to worry about this are like in Deerfield Township, which is where my mom lives. So I was like, okay, well, I still should be concerned. It turned out like a guy in the neighborhood across the street was like, I don't remember. It was like holding his family hostage or, you know, something like that. Just
no.
You know, casual, but I was like, man, locking all the windows and doors, it's a little dramatic.
Don't mind if I do, though.
I did. I did.
Wow.
I was on a Century ride in New Hampshire, and my phone got that same alert.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it because I was riding with Scott, my triathlon buddy, the guy I've done a lot of triathlon training with. We can talk about triathlon soon. But we're riding through a town called Epping, and all of a sudden, this SWAT team comes running out of a truck into the forest. And we're like, what's going on? And they're going, and then we kind of go down this hill and we go by a bunch of news station trucks. And I see a friend of mine from high school. Her name was Catherine Underwood she's like from New England Channel 10 or something at the time. And she's like, I'm like, what's going on? And the same thing, some guy like didn't pay for his drug deal or whatever. So the drug dealer went to the house and he like tied him to a chair. And then when the cops came, the dude ran into the woods. It's like amateur hour for these, you know, someone selling like, pay me for my bag of weed or whatever.
Damn.
Took a whole SWAT team into the woods of Epping, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think SWAT was involved in this too, and that's why. But we needed to like petition for them to come up with this less scary sound for the emergency alerts.
Oh my God. Yeah, it just blasts
so
out of the phone too. They had that happen the other day for me because I work off of this main road, and like probably 2 or 3 miles down the road, there was a gas leak, and they're like, everybody evacuate the area. There actually was an explosion, but like it just scares the shit out of you. You're like, oh my God, is this an Amber Alert? Like what's going on? And oh man.
It's like adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
But that sounds pretty
that
bad.
gas leak was no joke the other week, by the way. But anyways, we're not here to talk about our lives or our drama or the weather here, but we're here to talk about you. And it's really cool because we learned you're from Cincinnati. Maybe tell us a little bit about you. Like, have you ever run the Flying Pig Marathon?
I would argue that is my favorite marathon. So I've done the Flying Pig half, I think 2 or 3 times. And then, I think 2 or 3. And then I've done the full twice. It was my first full. I think I did it in 2017, 2018.
That's the poster right there behind me. It's a Flying Pig from 24.
Oh my God. Isn't it amazing? It's like the whole community comes out. Like there's just like so much crowd support. And then I keep telling everyone to do it because I'm like, Procter & Gamble is in Cincinnati. And like, so they're one of the sponsors of the race. So at the expo, it's like so much free stuff. I think there's another. Kroger. Awesome. Also, Kroger is. So it's just like you're walking through these lines, getting your like free groceries at the expo. So
it was pretty cool. I will agree with you. It was an absolutely excellent marathon. And I will have to say the one that I ran a couple years ago, it was held on Cinco de Mayo. So everybody who was on the course, like I had so many shots of tequila. Like I don't know how I made it through in one piece, but like I was like,
that's impressive.
Bacon, don't mind if I do. Cookies, sure. Shots.
Oh yeah.
Give me more. Like it was a total vibe, and I would absolutely run it again.
It's also surprising. That's one thing. Also, I moved out here and everyone's like, oh, Ohio must be so flat. And I'm like, okay, the Flying Pig has like almost, I think, more elevation gain than the Los Angeles Marathon. It's hilly, right?
It
was
like
tricky.
Hard. Yep.
Yeah. But it's
definitely felt accomplished after finishing that one.
Yeah. That's a
now
good
it
one.
also runs through 2 states. And when Erica came back, she thought she could add it because you already had Ohio. So you're like, I'll add Kentucky. Was it Kentucky?
I didn't have Ohio. I didn't have either state. But so I learned something. You can count it as whatever state that it either starts or finishes in. And Kentucky was like mile 2 to 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like count. So
right at the beginning. I mean, I'd count it, but whatever.
Thank you.
It's actually cool that we learned you're from Ohio, though, because we have a lot of Ohio pod fam. Most of them are from Northern Ohio. We've had our friends Darius and Star. They're the race directors of the Columbus Marathon. We have Patrick in the whole running community up in Northern Ohio, the NERC running community. But tell us a little bit about you growing up in Ohio, Cincinnati. What did you do? Were you an athlete? Were you a jock? Were you did you play the clarinet? What were you like in Cincinnati?
Okay, so I was born and raised there in Landon, Ohio. It's a little, I don't even know, it's not even like a city, like a community, about 25 minutes northeast of Cincinnati, like the city. Yeah, I liked it. It was very quiet and a good place to grow up. I grew up swimming. I started swimming I started swim lessons when I was like 3 or 4, and the swim lessons lady's like, she's really good. I was like, yeah, I am. And so my mom put me on Countryside YMCA swim team. I swam for them for my entire, and my high school and everything, but for my whole life. I didn't even like try others. Well, that's not true. When I was 5, I played soccer and I hated it and cried every time I had to go to a game. And then I think I tried tennis lessons because my dad liked tennis. I tried golf lessons because my dad liked golf. I hated all of these. And then I think in junior high, the last sport I tried, I got tall. I'm 5'11". So in junior high, I remember, I think it was the summer between 7th and 8th grade. All my friends played volleyball. And so I was like, Mom, can I go to this volleyball camp? It was 3 days. And I went the first day and I hated it and I cried. And my mom's like, you don't have to go back. And then I just swam. And what else? Cincinnati. So I don't know if I was necessarily like a jock. Like at my high school, it was a pretty small high school, like 250, I think was my graduating class. Everyone knew each other. Yeah, pretty small. It's nice though, because you all kind of like grow up together. I wasn't like one of the jocks, I would say. I feel like people didn't take swimming seriously, which is like unfortunate because I was one of the only few to be recruited and participate in a college sport, D1 sport. And I was just like, okay. And I'm going to throw a little shade at my gym teacher. So I think it was in high school. I think it was my freshman year of high school. I was trying to qualify for YMCA Winter Nationals, which are like, it's like hard to qualify for. And I was tapering. So, my runners and triathletes, we all know what tapering is. It means, you're resting. Yeah. So it was like the week of the race, and I had a note from my swim coach because he didn't want me to be running around in gym class and like tiring myself out. So I had a note that I brought to gym class. Maybe it was 8th grade. And I gave it to the gym teacher basically saying like I had to sit out gym class for this week. And he was like kind of a jerk about it. And I was just like, okay. I don't know. He was also the football coach. And I was just like, okay, so how many of your football players grew up to be pro? Not that I was a good pro triathlete, but I'm just throwing a little shade. So anyway,
respect the note, coach. Come on.
Yeah,
let's go.
I was like, okay. And then qualify for nationals. But again, no one really knew about swimming and didn't really consider it like a sport. So I would say I was kind of like middle. Like I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't really a jock. I wasn't really popular. I was just kind of like there.
You did your thing. You had
I did
your
my
hobbies
thing.
and you went with it.
Exactly. Flew under the radar. And I played the violin. You just reminded me of instruments. We had to play an instrument. I think 7th grade, starting 7th grade. I think you had to play it through 9th grade. I was actually pretty good at it. I was in honors orchestra. And then I quit, I think, in like 10th grade because of swimming. So
priorities.
You know what's funny though? You mentioned how swimming wasn't a big, jock sport where we're from.
Yeah.
And I think you are much younger than us. But do you remember the OC, which was based in Southern California, and the big sport there was water polo?
Oh yeah. It's so interesting how the country, like Ohio, some high schools had water polo, and then coming out here, it's like so much bigger. Also, real quick, you just reminded me, this guy at the pool I swim at the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center, and this guy, he's like probably my age, and he was like, you're really good at swimming. He's like, where did you swim? And I was like, oh, I'm from Ohio, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize people like swam there. He thought like only good swimmers came from like
regional thing.
I know. I was like, hold on, there's like pools there.
There's pools everywhere, man.
Yeah,
it was funny weird, though. Like we didn't have a pool at my school. Like that just wasn't a thing. Like my high school was not big enough. We did not have a new high school, so like I swam at the Y. That's how I learned how to swim, but I just never took it very far. And I mean, I guess it all depends on where you can swim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have that. Some of the bigger neighboring high schools were lucky enough to have pools, and I was always jealous because like sometimes gym class they would go and swim at the pool, and I was like, man, I just wish so bad I could flex on these hoes if we got to swim in gym class. And then I'd be like, yeah, look who's the real athlete.
Smoke them.
Smoke them. But alas, never happened.
This will be a lot of fun to learn about the whole transition and picking up triathlon, because you usually don't find a swimmer. You don't talk to them often who then become a triathlete.
It's
usually a runner or a biker, and then they have to figure out swimming. It's like when Erica tries one day, she has to learn how to swim. But you're a swimmer. You're kind of like a Lauren Brandon. My intro to Lauren Brandon was when I was in Mount Tremblant, and she came out of the water first because she was like a swimmer growing up.
She's fast.
And then she figured out the biking and the running. So what was your transition here? Like you went to college for swimming.
Yeah.
Like when was your intro to triathlon?
Okay, so I was recruited, swam at D1 school, Miami University, Ohio, not Florida. And I swam through my whole freshman year, and I got so burnt out, and I kind of just like fell out of love. And I was also like, it's college, I want to have fun. So at the very last possible day of freshman year, so I went through the whole season and then all of spring training, which is like notoriously awful. And it's like after championships and everything. At the very end of that year, I decided to quit, which was like a huge identity crisis for me because I was like, okay, this has literally been my personality. But it's like college, so it's like there's other things. And I went through the rest of college just kind of like, I don't even know what I did. I think maybe I'd go to the gym and just do like the elliptical or something, just like every so often. I never swam for those 3 years ever. And Miami has a great pool, but I was just like, I can't. And then after I graduated in 2015, I signed up for my first half marathon, the Flying Pig, in 2016, just because I was like, I started running. I was like, if running's kind of fun, it's free, and I need a goal to work towards. So I was like, let me put money towards it, sign up for a half marathon.
There you go.
But then the dumbest thing I've ever done was that I'd never done a triathlon. I've never done a running race. I didn't own a bike. So I think maybe at this point I had been signed up for the Flying Pig, which was in May. And I was like, I'm going to do a half Ironman. So I signed up for Ohio 70.3, which is July that same year. Again, hadn't ran a half ever, didn't own a bike. And I was just like, I'll figure it out. So I bought a bike in March, I think, of that year, and then ran the Flying Pig. And I was like, okay, I can do a half marathon. Now I just got to figure out the rest of this. So that's kind of how it just, I don't know, grew, I guess. So, and then I guess after that, my goal was kind of just like, what's the next longest? And the next longest is a marathon. And then the next longest is an Ironman. Just go from there.
I love it. So it took you how many years? At least 3 years to get back in a pool, because you were like, all right, I can do a half. Let's figure this out. But then you had to get back in the pool. So were you able to rediscover your love for swimming amongst training for your first half Ironman?
I would say yes, but it did take a while. It was especially hard in Ohio because obviously indoor pools, right? It's like winter. You have to swim inside. And I was just kind of like, I would do it because I had to. And it's fine. I didn't love it, but I was like, oh, I guess I have to swim. So I'd swim like 1 or 2 times a week. And then when I moved to LA, I started swimming outside again, but like year round. And I was like, oh, actually, I really like this.
There you go.
So I would say now in the last like year or two, I've really like fallen, like I look forward to it, and I go more than, once a week. So
Well, the fact that you're doing multiple sports now, you're not burnt out with just swimming.
exactly.
Like, you
That's
mix
the
it up
other
with
thing.
running and biking and probably strength training. Erica, this is what Dave McGilvery told you.
Yes, I know that it's good, but you have to tell me, how do you train for 3 sports without getting burnt out at all? Like, I understand like single sport burnout, but how do you do 3 and not get burnt out?
I think for me, it's like the opposite, because I think if I just did 1, I'd get burnt out. I think the 3 is there's so much variety. I will say
you
burnout
get like
happens.
boredom, right? That
Yes.
it kind of eliminates that, because you're not just focusing on the one thing.
Yeah, I always think, I'm like, man, it'd be nice. Like, I probably could get so good at running if I just ran. But then I'm like, oh, I'd miss the bike too much, or like, vice versa. But yeah, burnout's real. I think the last couple years, I've taken some vacations that were like forced me to not train for 2 to 3 weeks. Like in 2024 and 2025. And I'm like, that's the key. Just like, don't do anything for like 3 weeks. And then you're like, okay, I'm ready to come back. It's great.
So
I cannot remember the last time I took like an actual like solid break from I just run, but I can't remember the last time I took like just like, hey, here's a solid week of just not doing anything.
It's like,
maybe I did that once.
It's hard. It's like to bring I don't know, like you always think subconsciously, it's not true, but you're like, I'm gonna lose all my fitness and it's gonna be so hard to like get it back.
Just
it never
breaks routine too. You're like,
It
I feel like I should be doing
does.
something. I can't just like sit here or like should go for a walk or just do something. It's like anything.
That's why you just have to like pay a bunch of money, book like a vacation where you're so busy doing other stuff that you're like, I can't run.
There
Where
we
was
go.
that vacation, by the way? Where'd you
So
go?
2024 was my honeymoon, so we went to Africa. And
Ooh.
the first week was a safari, which you can't run anywhere. You get attacked by an animal. So there's no running. And then the second week was in the Seychelles, which is like an island off the east coast of
beautiful.
Africa. So humid, so hot. I was like, I'm not going to run. And then last year we went to Europe, just like did a little European adventure, which
There's
I could have
too much
ran.
to see out there. You're just busy
Yeah.
sightseeing. So
Exactly. And then
that's
you're
a good way to take
tired.
your mind off it.
So you're
Exactly.
not the one who plans a vacation around a race then?
I respectfully would rather die, which a lot.
Well,
Okay.
you see a lot of social media content creators
I'm
doing
guilty
that.
of that
It's like, oh, we're going to Hawaii. Yes, we're going to Hawaii. Oh, by the way, it's Kona week.
I could get that. See, here's my thing. I get it. And I think like running would be better. I just think with the bike, but I actually am doing it this summer for the first time. I'm doing Oregon 70.3, which isn't that much of like, it's kind of close. But my in-laws are coming, and then we're going to do like a Northern California, Oregon road trip.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that'll be fun. But it's like kind of planned around the race because my brother-in-law is racing it too. But I just think like I'm so stressed about a race in general. Like I get so worked up, and like there's so much admin with a triathlon, so much gear, so much you have to worry about. And I'm like, to add on a trip on top of that where you have to think about like packing all your stuff, and it's just like I mentally think I would die. So
That sounds a lot more difficult than what I do because I'm like, hey, I want to go run this race. Might as well make it a vacation. I just extend it on either side. So
yeah.
I can't. Oh man, you should tell us a little bit about how you do pack for a trip because I've heard horror stories about just trying to travel with a bike. It either gets there or it doesn't.
So I almost never, I really strategically, and this probably makes me so lame because there's so many cool races out there. I literally just pick races that are driving distance in LA. So
that's not a bad idea.
It's not. And I will say Oregon is on the cusp. I probably will have to fly because it's just such a long drive from LA, but it's like a direct flight. It's a short flight. But yeah, it's like so scary. I'm like, I just don't want to think about it. You know, I'm like, but this guy that I know, he does like a bike transport thing. So I actually think that he like drives the bikes up. You just like pay him money and he takes them. So I'm like,
does he build the bike, put it back together for you?
Yes, he's my mechanic.
That's my thing. I can't put it back together and trust that the wheel's not going to fall off.
Nope,
it's not just the wheel. It's like you're taking every piece off that bike.
No, literally, that's the other thing. Because people just like, they'll show like videos of like time lapses of them doing it. And I'm like, you know how to unscrew that and like put it back in without like breaking the bike? Because I could never. I don't even know how to adjust my saddle. So someone's listening to this, they're like, oh my God, she's a loser.
Well, that's way more than I know
Erica
how to
here.
do.
This is going to help Erica do it.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it,
Eric,
though?
you don't need to know anything. Like I know how to clean my chain and like pump my tires. If anything happens, I just pay someone. I'm like, I don't need to learn. I have too much in my brain.
There you
go. So I don't need extra.
Take my money.
Yeah, I'm like, just take it to the shop. They'll fix it.
What was your first, like, did you do a sprint triathlon first? For me, it was a sprint. In fact, for me, it was the year before. I watched my wife do a sprint triathlon.
Oh, fun.
12 weeks after having a baby.
Oh, my God.
And I watched this woman ride by on a Huffy. And my thought was, if she can do this, I can do this.
Hell yeah.
I just need to learn how to swim and get in a pool. And then once I did that, I was like, sign me up for the next. What was your first like deep dive into it? Like your intro, was it a sprint or did you go straight Ironman?
So I signed up for that half Ironman, right? Ohio 70.3. Again, hadn't done anything. So I was like, I probably should do some sort of triathlon before I do the 70.3. So my first one was an Olympic. It was the Mojo Triathlon in Westchester, Ohio. So shout out to my Cincinnati people. It's a really good race. It's fun. But I remember like at that point I had like my road bike and stuff, but I remember like destroying the swim. Like I crushed it. I think I was like first person, man or woman, out of the water. I was like, hell yeah. Got on the bike. I looked like such a dork. I have to show you the pictures are so funny. I was like helmet. I'm pretty sure the helmet was on backwards. Or it was like really high on my head. Like there's something weird about my helmet. And then I had never done a brick workout ever. And so I started like the run and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. I felt like awful. But, I figured it out.
Was it a wetsuit swim?
Yes. So I borrowed a guy that works with my mom. Mark, shout out to Mark. He's like kind of the one who kept telling me, he's like, you got to do a triathlon. But I'm tall and he's like probably 6'1". So he's like, you can borrow my wetsuit. And I didn't know people peed in them. And I was like, he probably peed in it.
Of course.
That's okay. Yeah. I probably peed in it too. Let's be honest.
It gets washed out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's sterile.
We're all peeing.
Yeah, we're all peeing.
I had one Ironman story I was doing. It's called Timberman. And I had to pee, and I couldn't because for some reason they weren't letting us in the water. So I stepped a couple steps to the side and kind of like moved the suit so I could pee down my leg and get it out by the ankle. And as I'm doing this, guess who walks by me as I'm trying to pee?
Who?
Tim O'Donnell.
Oh my God!
And I was like, no.
You should have
just right after his heart attack. His wife was racing, and he's crewing her. And by the way, speaking of that, there was a hurricane.
Oh my God!
The same day.
Where's that one?
It's in New Hampshire. It's
okay.
no longer here. But
okay.
There's a great YouTube video that they did on their YouTube show. Tim and they have a name for their YouTube show. I can't think of the name, but it's on that race. And the race ends. They go to the hotel. They shower. They get out of Dodge because the hurricane's coming.
I am definitely gonna watch that. I feel as though you should have just continued peeing and like made eye contact, like asserted dominance. It's funny how I did Ironman Arizona, same thing. They didn't let us in the water. at all. And I was like, suspiciously, the ground is soaking wet right now. Like, no one's been in the water, but there's puddles. The whole ground is pee. It's disgusting. You got to do what you got to do, though, because I am a nervous peer.
Yes.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
Like,
And you're
I'll have to
hydrated.
do it twice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't go in the, and I'm not going to wait in the porta potty line to pee. That's stupid. So,
Yeah, having to take
When
off
you could
your
just go
entire
in the
wetsuit to
lake.
go do it.
yeah, exactly.
No.
It's too much admin. No.
Yeah. Not worth it.
Did you ever have? I asked about the wetsuit, and then we got distracted amazingly with peeing in a wetsuit. But my first ever experience was actually trying to get that wetsuit off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we had wetsuit strippers. Like you never even did a brick workout before this. I luckily did. I had Scott, but like all those little things you never think about, like. Then take a bucket of water, put it near your transition, and dip your feet in it and dry it off to get all that sand off of your feet.
I know. I don't really remember. I feel like the most scarring part was just the run. I like don't even remember like anything else. But there is so many like little things. Like I didn't practice my transitions at all, so they were probably so slow. Just like, I mean, they're probably still kind of slow. I'm gonna be honest, but like just getting the wetsuit off, like the helmet, how hard it is to buckle a helmet when your hands are cold from the water, stuff like that. Yeah.
I never would think of any of this stuff. So just refresh my memory for not being a tri, like I'm a tri newbie here, but a brick workout, is that just when you practice like biking and then just going right into the run? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
So
it. You got it.
that sounds hard though. Like your legs are going to be absolutely dead and then you have to go run after.
It's like a weird experience when you haven't done it before. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't do them as much as I should, but I feel like I do enough races that I'm like,
Right.
I know what it feels like now, you know?
I feel like jelly.
We'll get to
legs,
social
jelly,
media
right?
soon, but you do have a fun reel where you explain some of these things like what a ROTB is or what a shakeout is or all this stuff.
Run
It's
off the
fun.
bike. I know that one. I think I learned that from you, Eric.
Nice.
Okay. I gotta work on the terminology.
At what point did you move to LA? Because you are the LA triathlete.
I am. End of July August 2019. So right before COVID.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh
Good times.
boy.
What was the
Yeah.
reason for the move? You
My
just had to get out of Ohio?
I had to get out. My now husband, we had been dating for forever at that point, 6 years, and he's an architect now, but he was like coming out. Well, he was going to grad school and he applied to all these different schools. He's good. He got into a lot. He got into like Yale, UPenn, UCLA, and then one called SciArc, which is really good. It's really small, but it's in downtown LA, and like I feel like people haven't heard of it, but it's a really good school. So anyway, he had all these options, and I was like, we were long distance. He was in Columbus and I was in Cincinnati, and we were long distance for like 6 years. And I was like, okay, like I'm moving wherever you go. Thank God his two top choices were in LA, because like respectfully, I did not want to live in New Haven, Connecticut. And thank God, he picked SciArc. So yeah, we moved for that. And then we were in the Arts District, which is in like downtown LA. It's like a little outside of downtown LA. So we were there for 3 years. Not a lot of great riding and running. I kept coming to Pasadena. Like I just kind of fell into a group of like a cycling group here. So every day I'd be like driving to Pasadena to work out, and then our lease kept getting more expensive. So we just ended up moving to Pasadena. So we're like I think we're like 50 feet from like the border of Pasadena and LA now.
Nice.
So technically I'm not the LA triathlete. I'm not technically in LA anymore. But
Gonna have to
Pasadena
change that
triathlete.
handle. No,
I know.
Don't do it. Own
It's
it.
semantics, you guys. It's
Right.
Yeah.
But like, how long of a drive was it just to go to ride your bike? Like, how far of a drive was it for you?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad because I was kind of going like, I guess I was going with traffic, but it was like 20 to 25 minutes, but every day, you know.
Adds up,
So, yeah, it adds up. And I wasn't really close when I lived in downtown. I wasn't swimming very much there either because there wasn't like a pool at all. So I would go to the Rose Bowl occasionally, but then when I moved here, I was like, oh, I'm going to go all the time. But yeah, I love Pasadena. It's so nice.
At what point, you've been doing triathlons for an easy 3 years now. So were you just like, this is an easy transition? I can run and bike and swim anywhere, really? Like, were you considered a pro at this point?
So in 2019, I was still age group, but I moved. So I was kind of just like fucking around. I didn't have a coach. And I think I'd done like maybe 5 or 6 half Ironmans. There was like the first one, and then the next summer I did 3, and then like maybe 1 or 2, and then moved out here. And then I remember, so I moving across the country is kind of stressful. And like, I just hadn't been, training very well. But that September, I was like, oh my God, there's one in San Diego. It was called Super Frog. They don't do it anymore. I don't know why it was called Super Frog, but I was like, I have a friend in San Diego. So I was like, I'll drive down and stay with her and do this race. And I like died. It was just so hard because I hadn't been training very consistently or riding. And I didn't know where to ride yet when I moved to LA because I was like, I didn't know anyone. I was like, I don't know where to go. And I lived in downtown. And so anyway, in 2019, I did the Super Frog and then obviously COVID. So I didn't race for like a couple years. And then I think so in 2022 is when I qualified for my pro card. And that was kind of like one of my first races back, I think, post-COVID, which was cool.
So we kind of jumped around a little bit. I want to know more about what happened to your tri career from that very first one that you signed up for up until you got your pro card. So tell us, there's got to be some good stories in there. We want to hear all the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at least you kept going. That's the important part.
That's true.
Yeah, because usually one of those first races, like you said, Super Frog, miserable. Everything goes wrong. We always love that first everything goes wrong story.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I've done so many different ones now. I have to recall.
I could list them off for you actually. Ohio, Florida.
Oh my gosh, Florida.
Eunice, Ohio, Steelhead, Louisville. I have no clue how to say Munis. What is that?
Muncie.
Muncie.
It's not. I can't even believe.
Is that Indiana, Muncie? I feel like that sounds right. I don't know.
No disrespect to Muncie. I just cannot believe there's a triathlon there. I'm like, I don't even remember where we swam. I don't remember that race literally at all. Isn't that blacked out? I remember eating.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad
thing.
Well, you know why you don't remember? Because you did one a week later.
Oh my God. I probably did.
You know what? That was just like a
you did two
race.
in July of 2017.
What was the other one?
Ohio.
Okay, yeah. See, Ohio was always, I thought that one was fun and it was easy because Jordan my husband, he lived in Columbus. So I just stay with him and that one was my first one and it held a special place in my heart. But I don't remember Muncie at all because it's Muncie. I remember eating at Olive Garden for dinner because there was no restaurant. So I was like, we'll eat at Olive Garden. I need pasta. I will say my most traumatic race, and it will probably stay true. Was it Louisville 2018 is when I did it, I believe. That was my first full Ironman. And it's in October, which is an interesting choice for the Midwest because the weather could go any direction. But had been Ohio training all through the summer. It had been very hot, forever. Just I was training in the heat. And the week of the race, oh my gosh, actually I have another story.
It must have been, real quick, Louisville must have been a super short swim.
Okay, yeah. You're like,
your
wow,
swim time
she's
was 14
so
minutes.
14 minutes, that's how good I am. No.
Wait, for a full. What is it usually?
About an hour.
2 miles?
Yeah. I think my actual first full, I think I did 58 minutes or something. So I guess my first full wasn't technically a full, but I'm still calling it my first full. But
it is.
The weather.
They must have shortened the swim for some reason.
They did. Because it rained so hard the day before. I think this crazy cold front came through. So it started raining the day before the race, absolutely pouring rain. The temperature dropped so much and the swim was in the Ohio River. So they shortened the swim because the swim was you get in, you swim against the current, turn around, come back, swim with the current, and then get out. But the pros got in the water and they literally weren't moving. They were trying to swim against the current. The water was moving so fast from all the rain.
Oh no.
Also, I used to work for the EPA in water. So I know kind of things. And I'm all this rain, those combined sewer overflows, we were definitely swimming in shit, but it's fine. Nothing ever happened.
That's good.
The swim, they cut the whole against the current part out. So you just literally got in the water and then I forget how long it was, maybe a mile with the current. And the current again was so fast. You didn't even need to swim. You could just float. People were overshooting.
That's my kind of thing.
Yeah, it was you could just get a little life raft and just
floaties.
Yeah, some floaties, hang out. But the place where you got out, the ramp, people were flying past it because the water was going so fast. So that's why my swim was 14 minutes. So the bike was so cold. People were dropping out with hypothermia. There'd be people laying on the side of the road convulsing. And I think I was 24, 25 when I did it. And I was very poor. And, an Ironman is like, back then, probably like $800. And it's just like, I spent too much money on this damn thing. Like, I'm going to finish it. But I have never been so cold and miserable. And I think it was like 40, probably like in the 40s. It was rough. And I had to pee so bad because I kept drinking, but I wasn't sweating that much. And I remember being at like mile 90 of the bike, and I was like, I just have to pee on the bike right now because I'm not going to stop. And I couldn't do it mentally.
It's so
I
hard.
literally, I couldn't do it. I was going downhill. I was already wet. I was like, no one's going to even know. So I was like, I'm just going to have to hold it. And I got, like, you're at mile 100. You're like, I'm almost done, but you're not. You still have 12 miles. And I was like in physical pain from having to pee. So I finally got to transition, and I like did a full change into like a whole nother outfit. And after I fully changed, I realized I hadn't peed. So I had to take everything back off and go into the porta potty. And then the run was like, it was fine. Whatever. But I can't get over how cold it was. But I just remembered another story for I think it was my first or second time doing Ohio. There was another severe weather event. So I went and checked the bike in, and then came back to like my Jordan's like apartment, and there was a tornado warning at like the state park where all the bikes were. And apparently an actual tornado touched down like 1 mile from where, millions of dollars worth of bikes were, but it was fine. Nothing happened,
Oh my
but
God.
kind of crazy.
You know what's funny, since you mentioned it? So the year that I did Flying Pig, I did like the
Oh my
whole
gosh.
challenge worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we got through the 10K on the Saturday morning, and then you're supposed to do a 5K like right after.
Yeah.
And they wound up, we got the first race done, but then they had a delay, and they had like probably the most severe thunderstorm. Like we all were
remember that.
inside Paycor Stadium. I think that's what it's called. But like everybody was hunkered down like inside the stadium, and we were like really close to like one of the gates, and like I had to be like covering my ears because it was just so loud and literally on top of us. Like it was one of the craziest storms I've ever sat through. But
Was that the same year on the full marathon day on Sunday where they did the race anyway, but it was like literally like lightning, and the roads were like flooding? Was that the same year?
That was the year before, I think. But the
Oh my
year that I ran
God.
it was like 95 degrees.
Oh my
So
God.
it was just
Yeah,
really
see?
hot. But
Midwest is
crazy.
risky.
That one, I think the marathon day with the flooding, like that one was way worse than this race. And luckily some of the water cleared out before we had to do the 5K. But that one was like insane.
It's crazy.
Oh
You
my
forget.
God.
That's like, I feel like sounds so annoying to say, but when you move to California, you kind of forget about weather. And you're like, oh, I don't need, you just like don't forget, you didn't need to like worry about that. You're like, oh, the weather's
Just
not,
earthquakes
Not a
out
bad
there,
thing.
right?
Yeah, just earthquakes
and
and flash floods, I guess.
Landslides.
Yeah, landslides. Yeah.
You got your own
Fire.
stuff out there. You're just
Yeah.
don't worry about the snow and the
Yeah.
heavy rain and all that stuff.
When you transitioned and got your pro card, like, did you go full focus on just being a pro, or did you still work full time while trying to train as a triathlete?
Yeah, I knew I was going to be like one of the slowest pros. So it was kind of just like, I just took it because I got it. You know what I mean? It was
Cool.
like, yeah,
Not
I
a
was
big
like, why
deal,
not?
right?
Right.
Earned
I
it.
was like, I earned it. I'm like, why not take it? Even though I was like, again, probably going to be one of the slowest ones. But yes, I definitely continued to work the whole time. I feel as though a lot of triathletes probably have to work. I don't know how much money there really is in the sport, which is unfortunate. Obviously, some of the people at the top are like winning tons of money at the races and getting sponsorships. And I think probably a lot of pro triathletes also work full-time jobs.
Well, that, or maybe they work as a coach or something.
Oh,
or
yeah.
They always seem
Yeah.
to have that type of plan after to stay in the sport.
Absolutely.
You know, they're trying to create their content game. That's something I think you're crushing for years now.
Nail it.
Absolutely crushing.
Thank you.
When did that become a part of your life?
I started that account in 2016 when I started doing, well, actually maybe even in 2015. I don't remember. I started as like a fitness account. I didn't really post very much on it. And then kind of when I found triathlon, I transitioned it to a triathlon account, but it was kind of like the cliche, picture of a pair of shoes with like a screenshot of my my run, stats on top, like everyone was doing back then. I didn't really post consistently until I moved to LA. And then I think it like started to grow probably in like 2020 because I just, was making new friends and like posting cool pictures of riding in cool places and stuff. And then in 2021 is when I posted my first reel and I was like, oh, there's something to this because I got a ton of likes. And like rails were kind of new at that point, but I was like, it was really fun to make. And again, I got like a lot of likes and started getting followers. And then from then on, I just kind of like, I was like, oh, I love doing this so much. So that's kind of how it grew.
I like how you just put a lot of humor in it. Like
thank you.
There is a serious side to the sport, but you like to bring out the more humor. And just like looking earlier about the Valentine's Day stuff, that was cracking me up. Like, here's like a ring box and a shoe pops out. Like, this is what triathletes and runners and athletes really want for Valentine's Day. Pasta dinners and all the good stuff.
One of my favorites that I sent to Erica actually was just how fun it can be. You posted one about everything you do before the race. You're like, I don't care about how many miles I walk or run before. I'm doing my shakeout run with this group. I'm going to eat all this good food. Erica does ultra marathons for the snacks. I'm like, look at all this food you can eat.
Yep.
And you're not like just sitting down for 3 straight days. You're being active and you're having fun in the community.
Yeah, that is part of it. There is such a serious side to it. And I think that's part of the reason I wanted. I don't know. I don't even know if I like intended it for it to be funny. I just feel like I wanted to be. I don't know. I
thought it made it look more fun. Like something you wanted to be a part of is the vibe I got from that.
Thank you. That's what I want people to feel, because when I started the sport, I felt like it was very serious. And I remember being like 23 and showing up to a race on my shitty bike. And I was just like, this is so scary. Everyone here looks so fast. Everyone's bikes are $10,000. This is so intimidating. And, after being in the sport for so long, it's not. It's like fun. But again, I can see why it's so intimidating. You have so many questions when you start, like, the questions you think are dumb, but like the questions that everybody had when they started the sport. So that's kind of why I like try to be funny. I just want people to feel like welcome and feel like they can ask me questions and just like be like, oh, this actually is kind of fun. So that was kind of the goal, I think, overall of my Instagram account. But
I appreciate that, because coming from somebody like me who really doesn't know much about the sport, and honestly, you walk up and you see people in like those arrow helmets and they're intimidating is the correct word for it, because I would be like, I don't fit in here. Like, what am I even doing? So just any levity to it is going to make me feel a little bit better and maybe get me a little bit closer to the start line.
See, it's working. I've
gotten in the water.
That's what I got to do. I got to start swimming.
It's fun, I promise. I've gotten like a few DMs from people that are like, you've inspired me to like start the sport. And I'm like, that is the nicest thing.
That's awesome.
What a compliment, Like, damn, okay.
That's pretty cool. I agree. I feel like you want this community to strive, and it needs to be a welcoming community, whether it's running or biking or swimming or triathlon, whatever sport it is. I remember going to my first triathlon to watch. It was in Mont Tremblant. And I went 2 straight years, and I'm like, I'm going to do this one. And when I went to do it, I remember running into a group and thinking like, I've done a couple halves now. This is my first full. I'm not serious at all. And the fact that I wasn't serious at all, this group was just like, we're better than you. And I remember them running by me, and I'm trying to spark up like a chat. Honestly, the girl was probably really cute, and the guy probably wasn't happy about it or something along those lines. But I remember being something like, someone asked, where are you from? I go, New Hampshire. They're like, where's that? And I go, I'm near Boston. And the guy's like, it's nowhere near Boston at all. And I'm like, actually, it is.
Oh, that's rude. Yeah. What is he from? Oh, I didn't know he was the
They were from Atlanta. They're from Atlanta. I remember it was
and he's
so perfectly
you.
well. Yeah. They're from Atlanta, which probably he would have been like, I'm from Alpharetta. And I would have been like, that's not Atlanta.
That's not Atlanta. Yeah. He's clearly the expert in New England geography.
Yeah. Just remember like some of the ones who were so serious.
Yeah.
And they weren't pros, they're age groupers.
Oh,
but
always.
Just relax a little. And that's, I think, where the running community wins over the triathlon community is a little bit in that relaxed feeling. It's so cool. Like our running community in New Hampshire over here is incredible. And we know the running community in LA is pretty great because we've had you're not our first LA guest on. So we've had a few who have their own run clubs in LA, and it just seems so fun.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I would even say it's kind of crazy because like, I do think I'm a big part in like the triathlon community, but like, I don't really even have that many friends or not. I don't know. I feel like I'm a part of a big cycling group, right? Like that's who all my like closest friends, right? Everyone at my wedding, all cyclists, but just cyclists. And then I've got my run groups that are just runners, but then I don't really have like a group. Like there's a couple girls on the west side, like Rebecca Younginger, who I'll go and ride over there, and they're like wonderful. And there's a lot of great triathletes over there. And maybe it's just like in Pasadena specifically, but it is kind of hard to find like a sense of like a big sense of community. But again, that might just be me. I might be completely wrong. And there is like a Pasadena Triathlon Club and stuff, but that's just kind of how it worked out. But I would say, yeah, running is, everyone's so nice. I love it. Every run club I go to, I mean, I'm sure, again, probably not every run club is that nice, but I don't know. Where I go, everyone's lovely.
I love to hear it. That's one of the reasons we do this podcast. We want to like draw in new people, just have it be welcoming. We don't want to gatekeep.
Yeah,
we want
absolutely.
the more the merrier, the more fun the merrier. Like it's all in good fun. So
yeah.
But to add to the fun part, I know you're out there doing videos and you're doing your training, taking it seriously, but the fashion that you have, oh my gosh, some of the outfits that you get to wear, I would totally wear those outfits. Like you just got the new one with the flowers and the bright colors. Oh my gosh. I am here for that.
The squirrel outfit.
Oh, the squirrel.
Oh,
yes,
not even
like
talking about
classic.
costumes.
Donuts.
It's so good.
Thank you so much. I felt like that's another thing. There was like a gap, I feel like, in especially like cycling gear. It's always so just like gray and black and like white. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I feel like Zoot always has gone above and beyond with brightness and fun. And then when I started working with them when I became a pro and got to design custom kits, I'm like, let's do the craziest, like brightest. And then now that I'm not a pro, they're still like, we'll still make you a kit. And I'm like, thank God.
I love that.
I crush it. But yeah, my kit, I'm like, we're launching the team store. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but I think that they're launching it like hopefully by the end of the week so people can buy my kit for like a 2-week period.
Fun. That's awesome. So. Not only does it make you stand out, but it also like it's got to make you more visible on the road. Like if you're out there biking, like nobody's going to hit this like bright fluorescent thing coming down the street. Hopefully not.
Honestly, that's like half of like the thought is how bright the clothes can be for like cars and stuff, but also just because I love bright colors, pinks and teals. Yeah. But the car thing actually was a thought that went into it.
Good.
Like this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yes.
That one out. Look at all that color.
That's
Look at that. That's cool.
That was the 2024 custom kit. That was a good one.
That's fun. Even there, you're bright.
So much fun.
I love it.
That was the
Add
Team
some
Zoot.
color. Add some color. Look at all these here. If you're watching on YouTube, you got up at the top. Okay, you said to go to your pin. Look at that one on the bike.
Yeah, that's 2025's custom kit.
Oh, excellent.
Loved that one.
Okay, so you say custom fit. Are you designing these or?
Yeah, so I work with the designer at Zoot who she's like, do whatever you want. And the first year or two, I had like a pretty strong vision and came in with like examples. And then I kind of started running out of ideas. But basically, it's like she'll just do a mood board and send me a bunch of different kind of like thoughts she has. And then we go from there. So it's really her. Her name's Jen, and she is extremely talented.
Well, she's doing a great job.
I just really
jump
like
out at you. I love it.
I don't know if you can tell, but I really like the 80s and 90s like drink cup or like, you know, like movie theater mall carpet, like Memphis design. You know, that's like, here, I'll show you my phone case.
Yes.
Definitely. Oh, you had it on your water bottle too, right?
I do. They different brands, but
that's
obsessed.
Awesome.
Now, you've never gone skiing, have you? Because if you did, you would totally love to rock like those 81-piece ski suits.
I've never, surprisingly, like living in California, there's great skiing. Have never skied. Would love to. And I would 100% rock one of those outfits. Like I would ski just for the fashion, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
For me, it would be, I would attempt to ski and then après ski. That's where it's at.
No, I think you're right. Like, a bunny hill and then the other stuff that's more fun. I mean, it's probably fun.
Would you ski as a bunny for your first time on the bunny hill?
Oh, you mean
like in a costume?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Like you got the squirrel outfit, and I want to talk more about the squirrel, but would you do that?
I would. 1,000%. Yeah.
How do you come up with these? Like, did you have the squirrel outfit already? Or did you think of this and then you like Googled squirrel outfits? Like this is like a legit like full body squirrel outfit. With nuts.
I didn't know they sold those.
And an inflatable tail. Of course. No, they literally have everything. So I think for that one, I literally like it's like a thing when you're riding your bike or running. The squirrels, they are on the side of the road and you're like, oh, he's way over there. And he's like, this is my moment. I'm going to run right in front of you. Yes, exactly. And then they're like, I don't know what way to go. So I thought about that when I was riding. I was like, that'd be funny to like make a reel doing the same thing. And then I literally, Amazon squirrel costume. Bam. You can't, there's nothing you can't find. I found a lobster. I was a lobster in one of the reels. I'm trying to think what else. A judge, like a court judge. Some of the classics right there.
I love
a donut.
Options. The donut was like primo.
That's a good one. I ran. So it was National Donut Day, and I ran in it, and that was a mistake. It was the chafing. It was so hot in that costume. And then on Halloween, I was the Lorax, so I wore the entire onesie. Oh my God. And I had the mustache on by the end. It was like dangling because I was so sweaty.
Now, when you do these, do you ever do them for fun, or you like the one in the turkey outfit where you're like, got my turkey costume, but I got real serious shoes on. I'm going for time.
Everybody else out here.
Fucking smoked them. I mean, it depends. I will say, the turkey one was good. Because it's funny when you show up to like the turkey trot and you're like, oh, I'm in my little outfit. And you're like, no, actually, I'm going to
got my carbon plated shoes.
Yeah, literally in my carbon plated shoes. I'm like, do not judge a book by its cover. Although I'm not that good at the 5K, but still. Okay. I'm not walking in the carbon plated shoes. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Your content is great. And I guess we should bring up the one that brought us together. We've been following you for years. I'm actually looking at one right now. Everyone asked me to do it. It's when you jump up, you do a Strava post, and oh my God, it's inappropriate.
Oh, yeah, that one. I was like, which one?
Everyone said that to me to do. I'm not doing that. But you did it. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had one, now that I'm losing my track. Okay, the one that brought us together. We've been following you for years, but this is on the runs, and we got the poop emoji. We call him Stoolie. And you're running down the side of the street.
There he is.
And there's a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Was this toilet just happen to be there? Did you set this up? Did you think about it on the fly? Like, I need to go sit down on this toilet. This is legit. Like, someone just changed their toilet, took the old toilet, and threw it out on the curb.
Yep. That's pretty much what happened. I was doing a photo shoot for Gooder sunglasses, actually, in Chinatown. I can't say the glasses haven't come out yet. But we were all runners, but we were just like hanging out while other people were getting their pictures taken. And then one of the other guys, where he was just like, oh, I'll film you if you want to like. So I shot the first clip and I was wearing the sunglasses and I was like, thank God I remembered to take them off because I wouldn't have been able to post it. So anyway, I was inspired by the toilet, but the lid was closed. And I was like, it'd be so much funnier if the lid was open, but I was like, I don't know how clean, like the toilet, I don't know. It's someone's toilet and it's like outside. And so the guy, he like got a leaf and like lifted the lid for me. And I was like, thank God. Because I feel like made it funnier. So.
100% nobody cleaned that thing before putting it outside.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Thing was
honestly
like biohazard.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as you would think, but it wasn't clean. I'll say that.
You got to remember, though, you wore a wetsuit of a dude who probably peed in it.
That's so true.
That's not that bad compared to a dirty ass toilet. Outside.
You have no idea whose toilet. That could be anyone's toilet in the world,
Yeah. But all right, you dropped doing a photo shoot for Gooder. Did you get to design your own pair?
No, that would have been so cool.
That would have been so cool.
Not yet.
But still awesome that you got to do a photo shoot for them. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was like kind of random. I guess that's being in LA. Like sometimes I'll just have random people that are like, hey, want to do this shoot? And I'm like, oh my God, she's a model. But sometimes they don't pick you and then it hurts your feelings because you're like, what did I do wrong? Am I ugly?
Oh, yeah.
But it's,
Do you find that more and more opportunities are happening because of your social media or because you're in LA? Combination of both?
Probably both. I think it took a while. I think it took a while for things to pick like that, like event wise, I feel like. But in the last, especially for some reason, the last couple of months, there's been a lot of like DMs or like emails. I don't know. It's just like they keep happening. And I'm like, oh my God, these are so cool. So I'm like trying to seize all the opportunities I can, Because like I don't like doing things in the evening. I just like to sit on the couch. But now I'm like, you got to go. Like Hoka did a shoe launch for the Cielo X3 or X1 3.0. And it was in downtown LA. I didn't know who else was going. I was just going to go by myself. And I was like kind of scared. I was like, do I want to go? And then I went and it was so fun. And there were a ton of people I ended up knowing. but I'm just like, man, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Like stuff like that. It's very LA, you know.
It's so hard to get outside, especially in the I don't know,
like the darkness.
Yeah. It's so hard to break that pattern. But I mean, to see a cool ass shoe like that, I feel like I saw that online. Like, didn't they have this like really cool like box that it was in and like holographics and I would have gone.
It was fun. I'm glad I went. It was like in this. It was like event venue, but it was in the fashion district in downtown LA, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, what do I wear?
Yeah.
But they had like so everyone got a free pair of the shoes, huh?
A Zoot tri-suit.
Oh what? Oh yeah,
that's what you wear.
Literally, that'd be like in an arrow helmet. But it was so cool. They had like everyone got a free pair of shoes, and then like a free hat and shorts, and they had margaritas and Hoka branded ice cubes. So I was like, I'm glad I went. It was cool.
Free margarita, like that would have got me in the door.
When you get the invite to this, like, are they just hoping you'll post about it? Like, what goes on in these events? How you get the invite? What they hope? Is there
Clearly,
something
we're
in return
not getting
they want?
these events. We want to live vicariously through you.
I'd say it depends. So the Hoka one, it was like it was a little, not even like, I guess sus a little bit. I got an email. And I don't know, it was just from someone. They must be like Hoka's marketing agency or something. And they're just like, hey, there's this event. Here's the date. And that was kind of it. Oh, and valet parking. And I was just like, all right, I'll be there. No other information, you know, just like, hopefully I don't get kidnapped. So yeah, and then you show up and you're like, oh, it's like very cool. That one was kind of just like no posting requirement. Just come see the shoe. Yeah, hopefully you post something. And I did because I really, really want them. I want to partner with Hoka so bad. So I was like, hopefully this.
There we
motivates
go.
Them.
Get your foot in the door.
Exactly. And then there's other things. So I have a management team with my for my social media. So sometimes I'll get like, there was a store opening for a certain brand. I guess I could say what brand it was, but it was Nike. It was a Nike store that was opening in LA. And I like couldn't go anyway, but there was kind of a lot of posting requirements and I wasn't paid. I think that the payment was like a gift card. Mm-hmm. And like if I didn't already have plans, I maybe would have done it, but it was like 3 reels. Like,
so that's a lot of work on your part.
It's a lot of work. Like one before, one during, and one after. And I was just like, that's kind of a lot for me. And it was like kind of far away in LA traffic. So skip that one. But yeah, it kind of depends on what the event is.
That's fun though.
Well, it's cool you get to do that stuff. It's cool out there. You get to experience that kind of, out there in LA, I guess there's a lot of not premieres, but like a big drop.
Unveilings.
Ooh, and you're in, like, you wouldn't have that in Cincinnati. You don't have that in New Hampshire.
That's true.
So it's cool to see, to kind of like live vicariously through you when you do those things, when you post about it in your story. And that's why I'm thinking they're probably like, well, here's this person popular on social media. They'll post a little bit about it and maybe someone in New Hampshire will see.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys like to see that kind of stuff. Cause I'm like, it's kind of hard sometimes I think to find the balance of like, I don't even know how to say this, but like trying to showcase a cool event and a cool product without being like braggy, like, yeah, I got invited to this. You know what I mean?
Or without trying to sell it like I'm getting paid to do this. Like
exactly.
I like it more when it's just genuine.
Yes.
Like, come with me here, story. I like it better on the story than a reel sometimes, those things, when you get to see it live when it's happening. So
absolutely.
I think it's cool. I get to kind of see that through your eyes.
Yay. Well, I'm glad you like it.
We're not done yet, but we do have a couple big questions, and I did a terrible job prepping you. So I'm going to just drop it right here and see how we do. I have a question. Erica has a question. We ask the same question to every guest. I'm going to go first, but I'm going to prepare you for Erica's. Erica needs one song to add to her playlist.
Ooh.
Now, my question for 2026 is I want a hot take. This hot take can be anything. It can be like pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. It can be who wears carbon-plated shoes at a turkey trot 5K. It could be serious. It can be funny. It doesn't have to be, political at all. Or it could be, give me a hot take you have for 2026.
Oh my God, this is such a hard question. Does it have to be like specific to 2026 or just
it doesn't actually.
Okay.
It's just my question for 2026.
I would say my hot take is that a triathlon is a running race that just has 2 warm-ups ahead of it.
Oh, I like that.
right?
See, Erica, you can do it. It's a running race.
No, literally. No, it doesn't even matter. Like, okay, I'm a good swimmer, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It literally is just about the run. I feel like you can, like, I know girls that suck on the bike and then they kick ass on the run. I'm telling you.
Honestly,
that's like,
this is how you're gonna sell it to me.
you know, again,
to the
yeah,
runner.
no,
You're talking
I'm
to
serious.
the runner.
We're
like,
doing it.
the swim is so short, right? So it's like, okay, even if I'm the best swimmer out there, it doesn't matter. Like, that's fine, whatever. But then the bike, I feel like I don't know. I feel like you can stay in, like, even if you're not the best cyclist, you can still kind of stay in or whatever. But then the run, it's just like, if you can pick people off, you know, you start passing people, because I'm not a very good runner. So I'm just getting passed. So that's my hot take.
I love
like
it.
that one.
You're doing my work here.
Oh my God.
Trying to get ready to do a triathlon one day. Doing
This year.
Someday, you
it's amazing.
guys. Someday.
2026.
Well, it is February. Oh no.
Love it.
All right. So
All right, now that I
Carolyn,
prepped you for Erica's question.
Yes. Okay.
We have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add anything that they're vibing to at the moment.
Okay.
So, is there a song that you'd like to put on our list?
How big is your playlist?
It's fun.
It's like 80 hours.
We have like a couple hundred songs on it. Like
Dang.
we started this way back in the beginning. From when did we actually start this? Like,
I don't know, but it's definitely over 200 songs.
yeah, so Eric and I each have like 10 apiece, and then like every guest has added something.
Oh my
so
God. I'm gonna have to
it's
check
pretty-
this out.
it's
That is
pretty
so
good.
cool. There's this song. So I'm not gonna lie, my running playlist is pretty fire. Like, not to brag, but you know, you get like suggestions, and sometimes they'll do like the Spotify, like where like AI is a playlist, so to like include some of your songs, but add some songs.
Right.
So
It's
I
like,
found this song.
yeah.
It's so cool. I love that feature because it's like, I like my playlist, but I want some new vibes.
It has a name.
Yeah.
It's like Magic
It does.
Shuffle or something.
No, that's it. I think it's Magic Shuffle.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up.
Oh
If I
yeah,
go to
because you
my
can
most
shuffle, and
recent
then
one-
you can do like the AI one does it too.
It's
So you can either shuffle between the songs that are on the playlist, or it can suggest.
Exactly.
That happened to us, by the way.
He was
because-
listening to the playlist, and he's like,
I
"Who
was
put
listening
this
to
song
Erica's
on?"
playlist, right? And
Yeah.
there's this song about people in Paris. And I go, Erica,
the
there-
Jay-Z song.
this,
Yeah,
this
And
is
I'm like,
not,
nobody.
no one
Oh,
ever
yeah.
picked this song.
Not that
Oh, it
not
was
that
like-
we.
doing the AI, like added it in.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
Erica, nobody picked in
Yeah,
Paris.
yeah. No one picked that song.
Why is this on the list? And that's when I learned about Magic Shuffle.
That's so funny.
See, but it can be. I mean, I'm telling you. So the song, I feel like no one's ever probably. It's a weird one. It's called "No Worries" by. I'm not going to pronounce this. Erling E. Okay, E is an elephant.
Mhm.
HRLING. It's like a remix.
Huh.
Of Hakuna Matata.
Oh no way! I'm
It's
like,
got,
I
like,
don't
someone-
know this one, but it sounds awesome.
It's like a DJ. I don't even think they sing, but they play part of like the Timon and Pumbaa and
Oh, you
them talking, and then it like goes into this
fun.
beat, and it's like the happiest song I've ever heard. So whenever it plays on my running playlist, I think it played like at the very end of my long run yesterday, and I was like,
Ah,
I was vibing, you know?
that's when the
When-
placement is like chef's kiss. Like that's when you need the
Absolutely.
extra little boost, and something fun and happy will totally get you to where
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to be.
I was actually
when
gonna
I
make
edit this, I'll be looking it up right away.
I'll add it right
it's
now.
good. Do
One really cool thing, we could have almost called our podcast Off the Tracks, but you are a podcast host, and your podcast is called Going Off Course.
Isn't that a
Tell
great
us
name?
tell us a little
Ooh,
bit about your podcast.
I love it.
Okay, so we started. Basically, I like kind of always wanted a podcast, because I like to talk. And my friend, I met this girl Michelle. Her name is Fuel My Run on Instagram, and like she's from LA, but she like moved. But we like went for a run one time. Like we just like met up. We knew each other through Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, like we could just yap for hours. Like she's so fun to talk to. But we have different perspectives because she is mainly a runner, focused like on marathons, and I'm a triathlete. And so she and I would like talk all the time, and she kind of like hinted that she wanted to start a podcast, and I was like, do you want to start a podcast together? So in like December of 2024, we decided to start it. So the name, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of it. I came up with it because I was trying to think of things that were like, because we get off topic, like we just yap and we'll get off topic, but I wanted it to be like kind of related to running and like going off course, right? We've all been there. I've done that in triathlons a couple times where I've gone off course.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, I could tell those stories. And then I had my architect husband design the like image and stuff for it. So we basically, it's just her and I. We just talk about. We talk about. I don't know if you listen to like Giggly Squad. If they just two girls.
Oh, I know
talking.
about Giggly Squad. No, I don't listen, but I know
it's a good
about
one.
it.
Yeah. So they just like talk. So that's what we do, but we make it about like running and triathlon. And I feel bad we don't ever have guests. I don't know if we ever will, but I have friends that are like, "Can I be on your podcast?" And I'm like, "No."
Well, you could bring on like fun, like you don't have to bring on serious people. Like, we might bring on someone serious, but we try to keep it fun.
No, you guys, this is so fun. I feel like I've done a lot of like interviews on podcasts before, and sometimes you can get like the same questions.
It's like an interview.
It is like an interview, and it's kind of like, I'm like, how many
want it to
times?
be fun. Like
it's very fun. I'm like,
I'll be honest, it's very hard to get some questions out. Like, tell us about you and where you're from or what you do or your job. It's like, it's hard to master that without it feeling like an interview. It's taken 200 plus episodes to do it.
No, you're crushing it.
What's cool is the story about you and Michelle. It sounds a lot like our story.
Really? I was going to ask.
I was the triathlete.
Yeah,
she was
runner.
We've been friends for over 20 years. We know each other from college, but we started running together long run. And I was the one who's like, I want to do a podcast because I'm the yapper.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's so fun to yap with a purpose, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm just
really
the one
cool.
who reels him in sometimes. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I think
that's
that's Michelle for me. Sometimes
That's
I'll
the
edit
balance.
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what are we like? We take turns editing and I'm just like, I don't even know how we got to this like topic, and it's like chaotic, but
Well, that's part of the fun though. You never know where
is.
the conversation's going to lead you, and you could
Exactly.
hit conversations that you never thought you would talk about any other time.
and then you like kind of
Organic.
forget when you do a podcast that like people listen. So you feel like you're just having a conversation, and then you're like, you say something like so off base or like inappropriate, and you're like, oh my God. Well, whatever. Keep it in.
Well, tell me about Pilates last week then.
Oh my God. It was hell. It was so hard. Okay, so I've never been. And that was one of those random events I got invited to. They just like emailed me and they're like, you want to go to the studio opening? And I was like, well, you know, I'm up for a side quest.
Love it.
So it was, the studio had not opened yet, but it was like a day for like the influencers to come and like get content, but no requirement. Just come check out the studio. I got a free workout set. So that was sick. And then all the other girls there, I don't know how to say this respectfully, but they're very much Pilates girls. Very LA. It was West Hollywood, very LA. Perfect little hair, like just their little matching set, you know, and very like cool. There was a girl who was taking, the whole wall was like a mirror. She was like turned around and I saw her phone and she was like taking a video and zooming in on her butt. Just like taking a literal video, just like,
Hey,
and I was
if
like,
you
oh my
got it,
God.
flaunt it.
It's like, you get it, girl. She had a great butt.
Yeah.
So I felt very out of place. Never done Pilates before. And the instructor was so nice, but it was like half Pilates, half cardio work, lifting weights. It was a lot. And luckily the Pilates was only like 15 minutes because I could not do it. You have like stand up on the thing and then you like slide your leg out to the side and then pull it back in. And I was like, my crotch is not strong enough to bring the leg back in. And the instructor was so nice. And he was like, if you need to modify. And then the next like third or like middle third of the class was like strength training, which was fine. And then the last was the rowing machine. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna show these bitches what's up. Cause like, you know, I got the swimmer back. So I'm just like, whoa, and they're all, you know, and they're like cute little hair. It's like, you know,
so you're
just, like,
getting
sweating.
the actual workout and they're
like,
just like
yeah,
doing it for the
in their
gram.
content.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But and then I was so sore and like places I have never been sore before, like my crotch, and just like I don't remember where else was sore. I was in pain. My lower abs. Oh, because we did like leg lifts. I went to swim, so that was Friday, and then Saturday I went to swim, and I only did like a 1500 because every time I flip turn, like pulling my body into like. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know how much core I used to just flip turn because I couldn't do it. It hurt so bad.
Oh no.
It destroyed me. So Pilates is harder than an Ironman is what I've come to learn.
I've only done like a couple random like Peloton Pilates classes, but
yeah.
Pilates and bar, I know they're like similar, but not like, but it's a lot of like
kind of.
pulsing, right?
Yes.
That shit
small.
hurts so
yes.
bad.
It hurts so bad. And you're like, thinking about it, yeah, I've done bar before too, and you're like, how is this a workout?
I didn't even know I had half of the muscles, and I'm like, why did these hurt? Where did they come from? They weren't there before.
And like, how do I stretch this? You know? Yeah, it was probably my last Pilates class. It was so hard. I'm not
But
as
you
strong
went.
as
That's all that's
I did.
Like, it's important. You tried something new.
I
That's
did.
awesome.
It was fun, I guess.
Well, it looks like a fun podcast. Michelle, you said no longer lives near you. So isn't that great that you can still do this?
Yeah.
Like
Riverside.
you can be far away.
Right.
Erica can be in Tokyo after running the Tokyo Marathon, and we can do a podcast episode. It's that cool. So
We did it.
it's a lot of fun. Keep going with the journey. I think you
Thank
two are
you.
doing a great job. So I enjoy seeing. I'm one of those, we talked earlier about those intimidating people in the community versus the welcoming people. I'm the one who always, tries to encourage and get others to do a podcast or to do something. And at the same time, you got the messages saying like, you encouraged me to run or do a triathlon. We've actually gotten those from others
Really?
who like, I've been trying to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast. We've helped
I
them
That's all Eric.
get kickstarted. So
That's
it's her
awesome.
too.
That is so awesome. I don't know. I don't think we've ever gotten that. So that's really cool. It's like, it's just so fun. And it's like, honestly, if you've just got the microphone, it's not that, I mean, the editing can be a little time consuming, but it's just, you use Riverside, some sort of like video editing app to add an intro and bam, you're done.
Yeah. No free ads, Riverside, but
Oh, sorry. You
No.
can cut that
it's an
part out.
ongoing joke. No free ads, but Riverside sponsor us or give us a free.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just renewed it actually last week. So
yeah.
Riverside is a game changer. I don't know if you
is.
did it before Riverside, but
It's
such
so
a game
easy
changer.
to use. It is. It's such a game changer. Oh my God, I love it.
Well, you're doing a great job. I love seeing all the
Thank you.
content you do. You're making triathlon, and we don't have triathletes on here enough, but you're making it feel like a welcoming community and a fun community by that one I saw before
You're
a
making
race.
it a
So
little less scary.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
you got a couple races coming up. I think Oceanside. You're going to Oregon. Is there another full in your future? And do you think you'll ever go to Kona?
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I didn't do a full for so long. I did not do a full at all while I had my pro card because I'm just like not good at. But I don't know. I haven't done one in so long. Who knows? I just feel like there's a chance I might do a full again soon. Definitely not this year. Maybe next year. It's just so much training. Like I just think of how much I train now, and I'm like, and I never had a coach when I did my first full, and so my training was less structured. Now it's like, oh, I'll have a coach and I'll have to do these workouts.
There you go.
So I'm doing, Oceanside 70.3 at the end of March, like you said, Oregon. But I'm running my first ultra marathon at the end of September.
Which one are you
So-
doing?
Yes. I am doing the Mammoth Trail Fest 50K.
Excellent.
Nice.
Oh, the 50K is like the
I know,
perfect
I'm-
distance, still ultra, but still get the snacks.
Exactly my thought. I was like, I don't know. Maybe one day, I don't know, 50 miles, maybe. But I'm like, a
Baby
Sounds like
50K.
you're going off course.
I'm going off course. Baby steps. I'm like 50K is definitely attainable. I don't know why. I've lived in LA so long. The trails out here, fire. Well, sometimes literally on fire. But it's like I love hiking so much. I love being in the mountains. That's my favorite place. Like I'm obsessed with the mountains. And I'm like, why am I doing all these road races?
Mhm.
There's trails everywhere. So this past year I did my first like trail half marathon. And it was technically 14 miles, by the way. I was like, this is not a half marathon. But I was like, I guess naturally it's time to do an ultra.
There
And
you
I
go.
love Mammoth. It's so pretty. But it's at 8,000 feet is like where
Ooh.
it starts. And then go
Gotcha.
up. So
I've
We'll see.
heard that is it on Catalina Island where they have I think it's like the Avalon 50K or something. I've
Yes.
heard great things about that. So if you're looking for like something different, and I think that has like more rolling terrain, so it's not just straight up at elevation. But I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. That's awesome. And I was gonna say
excited.
the running races do not take that much stuff to travel with if you decide
that
to
is
come
s-
east.
yes.
and-
God, that is so
But it-
true. I love
Yeah.
showing up. Like I just did the Rose Bowl half marathon like a
Mm-hmm.
month ago exactly. And just like all you need are headphones and a bib and obviously like fuel. But I'm like,
Yep.
this is heaven. It's so relaxing. I'm so loose. I feel like I always have such good running races because I'm just like not stressed.
Because that's all
like, oh, this is
that's all it
great.
is. Just doing some running.
I'm sure I'll be stressed for the 50K because I'll need more snacks, but
No, just have fun.
They will provide.
Wear a squirrel
They will
outfit or
provide.
something. Dress up.
maybe I will. The chafing. Can you imagine?
There you
Oh,
go.
man.
Just get Squirrel's nut butter. What is it called? Squirrel's.
It is called Squirrel's Nut Butter.
Nut butter to sponsor you and wear the squirrel outfit.
I just cover my body in it. And then, what a good ad, though. Feel like I didn't chafe at all.
Run with those huge nuts.
Can you imagine? You're
They would
onto
love
something,
that.
actually.
They would
I'll
love
think about that.
I don't
They would love
charge.
that.
I don't charge.
That's good. I like this a lot.
Just come on once a year and have some fun.
You know, I need to break the squirrel call. It's like an investment. You know, I need more opportunities to wear it. You know, you got to get your like.
Just looks like you're gonna need a chillier race to run in because that could run pretty hot.
It could be hot, or it could snow.
You
We'll
could
see.
come out here and run hamster wheel.
What's that?
That's our local ultra that I like to run. It's 4-mile loops around, and you get like a campsite, and you just keep doing as many loops on the hamster wheel as you can handle. In
Is
30
it boring?
hours.
Is it?
Oh, totally. But actually, this race is kind of cool because they do set up a lot of entertainment for you. They set up a
Okay, that's
stage. And they
good.
have
There's
bands.
movies.
Like there's like 3
Yeah.
bands throughout the weekend,
Oh,
and you
that's
can sign up
fun.
for a 6, a 12, a 24, or a 30-hour race, and you can do relays too. So they make it worth it.
I've seen a lot of those. Like, I guess are they like called like backyard ultras? Is that what they are? Or is that
Kind of,
something
but
else?
this one is it's more of just a set time race, and you can do as
Yeah.
many loops. The other one is like every hour on the hour you have to do a
Oh,
lap.
that's right.
Yeah,
I think
so
those are
this is
so
a little different.
intriguing. But I'm like, man, would I get bored? But like, I don't know. I was a swimmer. I just follow a black line all the time. Like, I should be used to monotonous
There's
things.
a lot of people out there, which makes it worth it. And
Yeah.
for the lap, you go out like almost 2 miles and then come back, so you're always seeing people, which is
Okay,
makes it
that's
really
good.
nice. Yeah.
How far did you go in your best one?
I hit 100 at that one.
Oh my
so
God.
actually, I've done a 72 hour, and I did, I think, 127. So I'm gonna try working my way up this year. I've got some on deck, but
Holy shit.
it's fun.
That's crazy.
I say it's fun, but it's hard.
Yeah.
but it's
I know.
worth
We all say that, right? We're so, like, it's so fun. And then I'm like, is it? I don't know. 'Cause most of the time when I'm
Masochism.
racing, I'm like, this isn't fun
You
at
know,
all.
it's the community that makes it fun. You wouldn't
is.
think it,
Exactly.
but the New
No, it's
Hampshire
so
running
true.
community is legit.
That's great.
We are weird,
Yeah.
and it is great. We're just a
You
bunch
know,
of weirdos.
It does. I've never been to New Hampshire, but it is on the list. I feel like what I pick when I hear like New Hampshire and Vermont, I just picture like large pine trees and like maple syrup. It just seems very quaint.
Yep.
It is
Yeah.
pretty quaint. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
But if you're ever
I can get
looking
on
for
board.
suggestions, just let Eric and I know, and we can give you a list of some fun races to do. There's some, like, we have fun stuff, I would say, from March to probably
Yeah.
November. Those
Yeah.
are the good times. But
Yeah. And then
keep us
ski the rest of the time. Yeah.
basically.
Well, this was awesome. This was a ton of fun. I'm so happy we were able to make it work.
Me too.
Like I said, we've been following you for years. Your stuff is fun. It's a lot of fun to watch and see. And it's just, it makes it enjoyable. It makes
Thank
the
you.
sport feel, it makes the sport feel like a welcoming sport. So
Well,
me being
thank
the
you.
triathlete or former triathlete, I love to see it.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Carolyn, we just have to say thank you again. This was an absolute blast, and we just can't wait to see all the cool things that you keep doing this year, and we're going to keep following along.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Carolyn Carter, a.k.a. the LA Triathlete on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Carolyn, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. You are so freaking awesome. And I'm sorry to say it, Eric, if anyone's going to get me to do a triathlon, it's probably going to be Carolyn. So
I'll take it.
she's making it fun. She's making it seem not
I
as
was
scary.
making it fun. Well, maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was pressuring you
You're
too much.
Just a little bit, but
Yeah.
But I also have to say thank you to Dawn at My Race Tats. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sponsoring our guest segment. And I have to say, during my marathon this past weekend, I definitely was channeling some of your mantras. Forward is a pace. That was the best I could do during the back half of that marathon. So I was definitely taking your advice. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
He's got some great ones, and look for some cool activations we're going to do throughout this
Yes.
sponsorship. It's for the next few months and throughout Boston Weeks. And if you're around Boston Weeks, you see us, we might have some My Race tats to hand out. So it'd be really cool. Also, they have the sparkle ones, the sparkle tattoos.
Those
you
are
can put
all
on
a
your face.
rage. I need to
Yeah.
get me some of those. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you to My Race Tats. Thank you, Carolyn, the LA triathlete, for coming on. We finally got some swim, bike, run talk on the podcast. It's been a while because I haven't done one in a while, and we've gone, it just hasn't happened. So this year, going to work on a few more. Maybe we could get someone like T.O. We had that story about me peeing in my wetsuit. You know who I really want?
Who?
I'm going to work on this after Boston Weeks. I want Bob Babbitt.
Oh, that would be amazing. I need to learn about his experience with Breakfast with Bob. I think that's
Yeah.
so much fun. But I have to say, I do enjoy getting the triathletes on the podcast because it's really cool to hear the different experiences with, like, you could have any sort of day with the swim, with the bike, with the run, and kind of makes me happy that I just run because it's so hard.
I thought you were going to say kind of makes me want to do a little triathlon.
Gotcha. Not.
Yeah, you did get me. She was incredible. I love one thing I knew this before already, but she was really trying to make it fun and feel welcoming to anyone who wants to try it.
Definitely.
Because it is kind of a intimidating sport, and you do kind of need money to get in. It's like the same with running, though. It's like, all you need is a pair of shoes.
They're not as
Yeah,
cheap anymore. It really isn't.
Yeah. I mean, and they say triathlon's cheap after you buy a bike. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but how much do you have to spend on a bike? It's at least, like, the good ones are like 10 grand, aren't they?
Oh, I didn't. I spent 30% of that.
Well, okay, you spent less, so better.
I'm not a pro. Many of us aren't pros. You don't need you're definitely spending four figures. I would say $2,000 is about that starting point where you get a really good triathlon bike.
Okay.
Like, you could do this on a road bike and just get some aero bars. You don't even need aero bars. It makes it easier because it just makes your posture and your position easy. But it's just
true.
Oh my God, you could, like, people when they dive deep, if they do in triathlon, they dive deep and they get like the aero, like Scott Black, for example. He got the bike, he got the helmet, he got the perfect, zone 3. It was called zone 3, like the suit and the wetsuit and everything.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're $10,000 in and you'd even buy a bike.
Right. But it really puts into perspective that, like, if you're spending money on that kind of bike, my $250 super shoes, that's like a drop in the hat. That's nothing. Just whatever. Just super shoes.
But your shoes run out after a while. On a bike, it will last you a long time.
I guess so, if you keep it in really good condition.
You just got to buy new rubber on occasion. Yeah.
That's fair.
You can't, like, take the rubber of a shoe. I mean, that would be cool, but you can't, like, take that and put it on a shoe. On a bike, you can just replace the rubber of the wheel,
Why
the tire.
hasn't anybody invented that before?
I
like,
know.
you could just replace the bottom of the shoe.
But you get, like, the shoe gets dirty.
Well, plus that, like, I don't know.
The sole and everything
if
else.
anybody else has to deal with this, but if I get tired, my heels will clip the inside of my ankles and it wears away, like, the inside of the shoe right there. So I get it.
You know what a weird running quirk is I have?
What?
If my, like, right heel hits my left calf, I have to do the same with the opposite. I have to then have the left heel hit the right, or else I feel unbalanced.
Well, I mean, it hurt. Like, you hurt yourself and you're like, oh, I got to
It's not the hurt, it's
equal
just
it
the
out.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel off balance.
I could see that.
So anyways, you, again, are doing incredible with not just content, but your notes. And you have some items here you want to talk about. I'm going to go in order. I love that you did this.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Let's start with the New York City lottery.
Oh, this has been a really hot topic. And so I have to throw a thank you out to Tara, because her and we would go for a walk and this is all we would do is, like, talk about, like, the stuff. So if you have been around lately and you've heard, the New York City lottery was drawn this past week, and a lot of people were really mad because their qualifying times are absolutely ridiculous. I'm pretty sure it's worse to get into New York City than it is to Boston. So people would have their qualifying times, and I think you needed like a 20 plus minute buffer to get in, which is absurd. Absolutely absurd.
That's crazy.
But there have been some posts going around about people just being elitist again and just kind of diminishing the work that charity runners do and like say they're taking up spots. And I just hate to hear this. Like, I want to know your thoughts on it too, because I think it is just so, I don't even know how to put this into words. Like, I am all about charity runners. I have been a charity runner. I think everybody deserves a shot at these majors, no matter how it takes to get into them. And if you need to raise money, who cares? There are certain spots allocated for that, and there are certain spots allocated for qualifying. That's just the way it is.
Mhm.
And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. You're just going to keep complaining, and too bad.
If there's ever a race that opens up more slots, like Boston, 35,000 runners, if they ever say one day we can have 40,000, I say add 5,000 more charity runners. You see the money they raise? Over $500 million last year.
A lot of times the marathon is one of the main sources of income for these charities. So this is huge for them.
It's huge. It's huge. And you don't need to be a fast runner to run in these races. However, I think people got to chill out.
They do
on
need
some
to
of these
chill.
elitists who have opinions. You can have an opinion about them, but you got to chill out.
And
running up that Hillary made an incredible post, and I was for a minute
gosh,
like, where is she going with this? But they talked about the guy who skipped out on the course in LA a couple years ago, and everyone just had to belittle him and hit him in the comments. And I forgot about that until Hillary brought it up. And 8 days later, he jumped off a bridge.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So this one person makes a comment, and everyone, including pros, attacked her. Chill the fuck out.
I do not condone that. That is just definitely not right. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't mean your opinion is going to be socially accepted. But there's no reason for people to just keep going
I
off
get
on
that some people work really hard to qualify for something like New York or Boston, and they don't get it because of a buffer.
Yeah, it can absolutely be frustrated, and you are entitled to your frustration. Yes, but
and it's you're not going to see me making a post like that. But at the same time, if someone makes a post like that, not everyone in the world has to respond and share and shout her out and find her address and who she works for and contact her employer.
God.
You guys got to chill.
Yeah, that's taking it 10 steps too far.
Yeah, insane. That was insane. Like I saw that and I was just like, it was the guy in the comments with the popcorn.
Yes, basically. That's me on the sidelines.
Hillary kind of brought it to light.
Yeah.
And I thank her for that. And Hillary, though, she's very vocal. I love how vocal she is and how much she supports, everything for women and what women do. And she was very vocal about the whole USA hockey thing. And I disagreed with that. And it's okay to disagree with it. Now, sometimes you're very well educated in some areas. Sometimes you're not. I'm not saying Hillary wasn't, but I know how much hockey supports women's hockey and inclusivity in hockey. And I hated that happen. And I hated seeing everyone go after the sport of hockey and the men's team for something that was just a really awkward situation. And those guys aren't that way. It's like, why is that other dude in the room? They're aiming their hatred at the wrong people. And my point is everyone just has to go at it right then. And I'm like, chill the F out, man. And with the same with this running thing, chill the F out. Everybody, I'm on the same page as you, as them, the runners, the charity people.
Yeah.
Guys, that person is so small and your group in support is so big, just block it. Just mute it. Ignore it. Let it go away. It doesn't matter. You're probably not going to change their mind. And you don't want something to happen like what happened in LA 6 years ago or so. So
I just want to make my stance known that running should be for everyone, no matter how you have to do it, no matter how long it takes you. You belong here.
It is, and I think everyone here listening knows that that's where we stand.
Good.
So
good.
I appreciate everyone out there who supports the charity runners. And like I said before, I hate fundraising. It's scary. And you guys who do it are incredible. And seeing over $500 million raised last year for the Boston Marathon, that settles it right there.
Yes. You're doing so much good.
If you get any more spots to fill, add more charity runners. And by the way, it never changes. When a race is allowed 35,000 or 60 or 70,000, they always have the same amount of slots for charity, same amount for pros, same amount for influencers. Don't get mad at the influencers. Don't get mad at Erica when she gets an influential bib one day. Like they always give. If it's 100, it's always 100. The sponsors get theirs. They actually pay for them. Like, don't get mad at people who get a bib through someone like Honda or Bank of America or something, and they don't have to raise money. And good for them. Where I would actually say I would get kind of ticked off is the person who always gets that. And that ticked off feeling is a personal feeling. Also kind of seeing someone like, for instance, you tried with Poland Springs, then you tried with Sam Adams, and you might try again. And I'm not going to blame you for it. But if you got one, and then he did it again next year, and he did it the year after, and the year after that. And if you got like 2 of those 4 years, I'd be like, Erica, stop. I would actually tell you to stop. I wouldn't tell anyone else to stop, but I'm like, stop trying to get free bibs after you already gotten one. Let someone else use it.
But my opinion goes a little further as well. If you do qualify, take your shot.
Oh, yeah.
What's stopping you? Yeah. Like, I don't think if you run it once, you should be like restricted.
Well, you're saying if you BQ, apply to run.
If you earn it, go
fair.
for it. Yeah.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Hot takes.
Thanks for bringing
Hot takes
up
all day.
Yeah. LA Marathon.
Oh, God. And then this one. So
You're not happy. You seem not happy.
This I have a different take on, okay? So the LA Marathon was this past weekend, and they were anticipating a very warm day. They were saying that they were going to give medals to anybody who passed the 18-mile mark. That I do kind of have a problem with because you are not completing an actual marathon. So if that were me and I had to drop out, I would take a DNF because I didn't earn that medal. I did not finish a complete marathon. I don't think I could do it. But they were giving them out to people just because, like, it was dangerous conditions for a lot of people. But I think at that point, you need to adjust your expectations and run smart. If you are trying to PR that day, just know it's not safe and it's probably not going to be your day. Don't put yourself in danger. There's a lot of things going towards it. And I know a lot of people are going to try it anyways. But I mean, you know what you're walking into. And I don't think I could personally take that medal because I did not earn it with a full marathon.
Interesting. I have no problem with it. Now,
okay.
Not saying I'm in favor. Like, I don't want that to become the norm.
No.
But I have no problem. If you know going in, those are the rules. Those are the rules. Like, you know going in. And I got no problem with them making that call and that decision. I'm sure it's not an easy one.
Yeah.
I remember signing up to do the Ironmans, and some Ironmans, in fact, one of them I did, Connecticut, the swim was shortened.
Yes.
Because of bad weather or bad water conditions or something. That happens a lot in the Ironman world. And I do remember signing up for my first thinking, like, I really hope the swim doesn't get canceled, because many times the swim will get canceled because of, water conditions, too choppy or something. And you just start on the bike. And I was in, like, I would have finished and had the medal, and I would have called myself Ironman, but I would have had in the back of my head, well, I never actually got to, you heard Carolyn say it. Like, she did one. She's like, well, I didn't really do the full one or that full half in that instance.
You got to put, like,
but at the same time, I have no problem with them giving away the medal. I mean, what is the medal going to do? Sit in a box and collect dust? Well, it's probably going to go to, like, some place where they have little kids races, but
yes,
I have no problem with that call.
I just don't think you can call it a marathon if you're not running the full distance. But so in that case, that makes me wonder. It's out of your control. They changed the course. It is what it is. You completed the course that they set up for you. I still think you completed it. So I would be more inclined to accept it in that case than in, like, the LA Marathon.
I mean, if you want, we could cut a fifth of the medal off, but it would still be cooler than the Chicago Marathon medal.
Yeah. Shut up. I hate you. I don't hate you. But
I have no problem. Listen, I don't want it to become a normal thing, but
yeah.
You got to think of what the race organization is dealing with, behind the scenes, liability issues and all that.
They're trying to mitigate. They are definitely trying to avoid a lot of potential injuries and heat exhaustion and possible death. Like this is a
And
dangerous
lawsuits.
thing. Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, makes me wonder about that too, because you do sign a waiver when you sign up. But I mean,
But lawyers
I don't know.
read between the lines.
This is where it gets a little tricky. But so that also is kind of like my thing. When I ran Dopey back in 2017, they canceled my half marathon. We still got the medal. I went and I ran my own half marathon that day, so I could still simulate it. I ran it. It just wasn't like official.
Yeah.
And I mean, I felt like I earned the medal because I still ran. But
listen, there's things that happen that are just out of your control.
Exactly.
And you got to roll with the punches. You got to roll with it.
Mhm.
And if they said, if you feel like at mile 18, you don't want to go another 6, or actually that would be another 8.2, math guy here. For safety wise, like you did 20 weeks, if not more, of training. Like you don't
It does
want
suck
to
to
risk
throw
your
it
life
away.
and your health
Mm-hmm.
for a medal.
Yeah.
So
True.
I'm cool with it. Like they're just going to sit in a box and get donated.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean-
I don't know if you can just call it a marathon because it wasn't. It's hard. It's hard. Hot take.
Next question. This is awesome. Thanks for doing it. This is great. These are going to all be
A
on
lot
YouTube.
of
Full
stuff
segments.
happened. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff happened in the past couple of weeks.
All right, so the other day there was the USTAF Half Marathon Championships. It was in Georgia, and we all seen the video of the car making a wrong turn.
Mhm.
For transparency, from what I know, and I love that they came out and were fully transparent, there is a medical emergency somewhere on the course, and there was emergency vehicles on the course, and the car couldn't get around it, so it had to make a turn to go around, something along those lines.
Yep.
So it wasn't like the driver wasn't paying attention. It was forced to move because of like ambulances or whatever. The runners could have run by,
Oh.
but there was like no communication. So 3 runners made a wrong turn, and they were in the lead going to qualify for these, the half marathon world championships,
Yep.
and they lost. What ultimately happened was, I believe the USTAF decided not just to honor the 3 that really won the race, crossed the finish line 1, 2, 3. They honored and gave the 3 that made the wrong turn the winning money, and I think the qualifying bibs that they earned.
Did they? Because I
Yes.
hadn't actually heard that. But all I know is that the person who actually came in first, who actually crossed the line in first place, but she would have actually been in 4th place. She was saying how she wouldn't have taken that spot, the qualifying spot, because she's like, I didn't earn it.
So from my understanding, and
Yeah.
then you just wrote this in the notes, I didn't look it up, but I did hear this. From my understanding, not only did those 3 win, so that girl crossed the line first, and she got the qualifying spot and the winner's money, the USTAF or the sponsors or somebody fronted the money for the other 3 that did not.
I am very happy that they went back and did that, because a lot of runners, they don't make a lot of money in this sport unless they're like a sponsored athlete, but they rely on prize money. If they can win, like they sometimes get bonuses with their sponsors. Like
Right, their sponsor will
that's
pay-
huge
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
And that was a big payout, wasn't it? Like, was it 17,000, 27,000? I don't know what the top payout was, but I'm like, that is a good chunk of money, and to be kind of robbed of it, even if
Right.
it's inadvertently, that sucks.
I
It
might
really
be
sucks.
slightly wrong, because I think this was the half marathon championships for the US, and I
Yeah.
think maybe it qualified you for the world half marathon
I
championships.
think that's what it is.
You
Yeah.
might only get X amount of bibs, so they might not have 6.
I think it's like a team of 3, like taught like
Right.
Something-
So they
or-
might have to.
it qualifies you further. Like, yeah, but still to
But from
lose out
my
on that spot.
understanding, the USTAF has been very transparent in what happened, what went wrong, and
Mhm.
what they're doing. So
I'm glad they're owning up to it, because mistakes
well-
happen, and it's very
yeah,
unfortunate.
it was just a mistake, and it wasn't like it really wasn't a mistake. I guess it was just there was a medical emergency, and they were clear about that. And
Yes.
for some reason, the car had to go around, so it was unfortunate. And
You know what?
Live
This
and
kind
learn.
of brings up another thing. Did you see the finish of the LA Marathon?
yeah,
So they
incredible.
show the guy doing the kick at the very end. I'm spacing the name. I think it's like Martin. He actually won by like a fraction of a second.
who won?
but-
The guy who fell or the guy who?
The guy
Caught
who
him.
passed him, the one I think he was wearing a blue singlet.
Yeah.
So-
the blue, okay.
Right before that, I've seen 2 views at this point. The one in the red, he accidentally went the wrong way down the wrong chute, and he had to turn around and go back. So he would have won by quite a margin if he didn't go the wrong way.
I didn't
and
know
people
that.
were like, "Oh my God." If I find the video, I will send it to you.
I didn't know that. I thought you were going to say like he got pushed or kicked or
No,
something.
no. He got
I watched
he
the
got
video,
misdirected
and it was
a little bit.
incredible, the kick that guy in the blue had.
I gotta
And-
say that was crazy, but
Right. And then the
it
guy in the
shouldn't have
red
happened.
just straight fell right at the line.
yeah.
It was tough to watch.
It was.
And how do you celebrate in that instance too? When you're the guy in the blue and you're like, yes, and you turn around and he's just like flat on the pavement. So
I don't know.
Do you know
I've
if he's
never-
okay? Because I haven't researched that. That was just yesterday.
I don't know if he's okay,
Yeah,
but
guys, let
I
us know.
certainly hope so. But once I find that video, maybe you can pop it in like but yeah, they showed like a different view of it because you're like, this is what you saw, but this is what you didn't see.
Did he
And
make
it's
the
like-
wrong turn on his own fault? Like, was the course properly marked? Was it hard? Was it a hard course to understand? Like,
What
whose
it-
fault was it? I guess if it was poor course markings, I think the LA Marathon would have to own up. But if
What-
he made the mistake on his own, they're not
what
at
it
fault.
kind of looks like to me, so they had like on the left side was the finisher chute. There was kind of like jersey barriers separating another side, but there were people in the lane where he was trying to run. So he was trying to avoid a woman who was in the middle of like the street, and she went off into the side, and he kind of followed her that way. But I don't think she was directing or anything. I just think he was trying to get around, couldn't, and just kept going that way. And people were like, no, turn around. So he had to backtrack.
So how
and-
far was it? Like, did he go far off course?
No, not very, but it still cost him time, and that
Tough.
was the main thing. He probably, I can't say for certain he would have, because that other guy like kicked the
Yeah.
shit out of that. Like that was insane.
That's
But,
tough. That's
yeah,
too bad.
it is.
I
it is
didn't know
really
that.
tough. Yeah,
The finish was epic. I love seeing some of these
Mhm.
photo finishes. You had it in New York. You had it in
Unreal.
LA.
Unreal.
Let's get more of these guys. Let's get more.
Yeah.
Love it. That will make people watch more, and that will bring more money to the sport. You know, you mentioned earlier, they don't make lots of money. They make okay, but not for that long.
Exactly.
Like only in your prime you make good money.
You
The
got
rest,
to
you gotta
win
really
these
figure it out.
races, and that's why, like that, how you keep your sponsors and make them happy, and that's why they give you bonuses. So the more you win, the more you make. Obviously,
Right.
Mhm.
Well, hey, we love all of you who listen, and we hope you help, bring more people. And you don't hate us, because of Erica's hot take about mile 18 in the LA
I
Marathon.
have opinions.
Or her
Hopefully they're
thoughts
not
about,
get
the
me
New York
canceled.
City lottery or
Yeah.
anything else. Opinions are cool to have. Just some of them suck and some of them are great. But chill out in the comments. Maybe just read the comments and don't contribute. Don't spread hate.
Mhm.
But hey, we love you guys. Please help us grow this podcast, grow our platform. We're freaking doing it. We got our first ever sponsor again. Thank you, Don, from iRaceTatch. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on the YouTube. We're doing so much more on YouTube lately. We're even doing segments like that whole medal conversation or New York City lottery. Like you'll just see that whole entire segment on YouTube. It will be great. Boston Weeks this year is going to be incredible. We have news to share very soon. We have some amazing Boston guests coming. It's going to be great. The best Boston ever. Patrick always says, I hype it up, but I deliver. Guys, this will be the best Boston ever.
Yay.
It's going to be incredible. Patrick, price line before peer pressure. Dude, that pressure's on right now. So need you in Boston all weekend. Erica, this was a ton of fun. I'm in Patrick's NASCAR Fantasy League, by the way. Let's talk about that on another
That's a thing?
episode.
Okay,
Yeah,
write
it's
it
a
down.
thing.
Put it in the
But
notes.
Yeah, this was fun. This was so much fun, guys. Thank you so much. Carolyn, amazing. It was so great to have some swim, bike, run action on the podcast. Keep crushing the content game. Erica,
fun.
same to you. Keep crushing the content and the stories on the weekends. That was incredible.
Sure.
Send Erica your medals. Put them behind like a white piece of paper and send her the medals. And March
I've got a
Madness is
few, but
coming
we
up.
need a lot more. So pick your coolest, your most unique medal. Send them to me. Send them to Stooley in the Wild. Send them to On the Runs. We'll
Just
get them
send
together.
them to Erica. Just send them to
Send
Erica.
them to me.
One
6-star
place.
Erica, So
Yep.
we'll get them taken care of. We want to build a really cool bracket this year, so keep them coming.
So much fun, guys. Millennium Race is coming soon, weather permitting. Hopefully it doesn't rain. And we'll see you soon next week on the pod. Erica, take us home.
All right, we got to give one last shout out to My Race Tats. Thank you for being one of our biggest fans. We appreciate you so much. And thank you all for listening. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
And don't forget to stretch.